everybody, welcome to the season finale of DC Action Hour. Pow, bam,
bam.
All right. Hey, everybody, my name is Jeff from Super Geeked Up. Thank you so much for joining us as we talk all the season finales, Arrow, Flash, Supergirl tonight on DC Action Hour. As always, I'm joined by my co-hosts, Mark Spile and Danielle. What's up?
Hello.
Danielle's so famous, I only use her first name, apparently.
I'm like Cher, it's fine.
Yeah, exactly. All right, folks. So we're very excited because, of course, the season finale is so much to talk about. So a lot of epic stuff going on. I know a lot of you have already told me earlier in the week you a lot of stuff you want to share, and some of you are already in the chat. Thank you guys. A bunch of you actually already in the chat. Thank you for watching live. If you're there, please chat away, share your thoughts, comments. We'll share them live. You can also tweet us at Super Geeked Up if you prefer. Before we get into all that, oh, by the way, also, I got some cool news I'll share later in the show about my Super Geeked Up show, which we also do on this channel. I'm going to announce the return date of that for this summer when we do new episodes, and we'll talk a little bit about San Diego Comic-Con as well. All right, but first, we like to start with the Super Tweet question, which is this week, since we are talking all the season finales. We want to know, what do you think is the best season finale of all time? So this could be any TV show that ever aired. What is the best season finale? We actually already got a bunch of responses on Facebook to this when I posted it, but we also want to hear from you guys in the chat, which I'm going to go check right now. And Mark's, what's your choice?
I have two that came to mind that really stuck with me as my favorites. First one was Best of Both Worlds Part 1, Star Trek Next Generation. Season 3 finale.
You stole my answer, you little bastard.
Oh, sorry.
That's fine. You know, I think that'd be so many people's answers, though, right?
Yeah.
Because if you don't know, folks, it's actually ranked. I was reading. It's actually ranked as like one of the best in the top, like, I don't know, 40 episodes of TV of all time by some people or some magazine or something. It was the one, folks, where the Borg, Captain Picard gets captured by the Borg, and I won't reveal what happens, but it's
well, they surely know by now. This is 1990.
Well, yeah, some people, they're just learning about Star Trek Next Generation now, and they're binging in Netflix maybe. Like actually yesterday, I was at a Star Wars Star Trek event at Think Geek in my area, and somebody was just working their way through Next Gen in the first season, second season actually.
Okay.
But anyway, right? Like the famous thing, right? It ends with Riker saying fire, right? Like it's just great, and then it goes like to be continued because he's about to fire and blow up Picard.
Yeah, it was a great cliffhanger, and it didn't really used to do very many cliffhangers in Star Trek up to that point. So
that's how you do a cliffhanger, folks. Like, go watch that.
So the other one was The Gift, fifth season finale and 100th episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Also was sort of like the double WB finale of the series, because then they moved over to UPN. I thought that was a really good finale, and overall, like, where they really tied everything together.
Which one was that? Season 5?
Mm-hmm.
Oh God! Wait,
you took mine.
Oh, Mark, you're the worst co-host ever. You just steal all our answers.
Sorry. Well, we're all in the same wavelength, apparently.
That's good. I love Buffy. However, season 5 is the one season I did not watch the whole thing because I think it was terrible. But the final was actually good. The finale. Or did you like the whole season? Because I fucking couldn't stand that season.
I liked the good pieces of the season. I thought the finale really brought it all together really well. I know people didn't like Gloria a lot. Some people didn't, but I'll let Danielle say what she liked about it. So.
Okay, yes. Good idea. Oh, Daniel's frozen. He was asking what you liked about the finale of Buffy that season.
You're asking me?
Yes.
I love that because in a crappy season with the introduction of Dawn, and then we had Dracula, so there was a lot of reaching in that season. It was tied together at the end very perfectly of this sister bond relationship. And it was exciting to have a cliffhanger of, Buffy is dead again, but I mean, she's like really dead this time. So it was exciting to see how they were going to handle it in season 6.
All right, cool. Let me share some chat answers here. So Carrie Johnson, first off, says, good call on Best of Both Worlds from Next Generation. Thank you, sir. Bro ties are cool. Says, hello, I don't know if you remember me, but I haven't watched you in a while. I used to watch your Dungeons and Dragons a lot. Yes, I absolutely remember you. Thank you so much for tuning into this show. And we're doing D&D tomorrow, actually, if you want to watch that as well. Now, SciFi Pulse, who you may see actually on the show a little later tonight, he has some great things in the chat. He says the porn version was Star Trek The Next Penetration, and then Deep Throat 9 and Star Trek Voyeur. Okay, thank you, Ian. That's fantastic. Oh boy! All right, let me share some real answers over on Facebook. Oh, actually, wait. Raisa said Babylon 5 season 4. I think in the chat she just said.
Oh, yeah.
Hans Bakken, who's actually a good supporter of ours from Super Geeked Up season 2, says Chuck season 2. Guys, I know Kung Fu is the quote from that. I love Chuck, man. I love that show. So that's a great answer. Oh, he also says he really enjoyed the Designated Survivor finale, the first season. That's actually my favorite new show this season, Designated Survivor. I don't know if any of you guys watched it, but it's
that's a good show.
It's very well done. Sarah Moore, who Marks and I know well, says Alias always had great season cliffhangers. She references the car crash one. Alias is another show I love. Jennifer Garner, like she's one of my favorite actresses. She just kicked ass as Sydney Bristow. I think it's one of the coolest characters around. And Michael Gilstrap on Facebook says the final episode of Life on Mars, the U.S. version, he says, and he also mentions the series finale of MASH and the season 10 finale of Mystery Science Theater 3000. All right, thanks for all those answers.
Cool.
All right, yeah, I don't know. I guess Mark's already stole my answer, so I don't really have anything else to say.
Sorry.
That's good, man. Like, obviously, you have great taste, I think. So Bro Ties Are Cool has a very good answer that relates to our show tonight. He says he liked the finale to season 2 of Arrow. Yes, I pretty much I think, and everybody else I hear usually is season 2 is the favorite season of Arrow. Most people say.
Yes.
So that's a good choice.
It's before they ruined everything in season 3.
Well, they went even downhill more in season 4. But
oh yeah.
And Bro Ties also says the season 5 finale of Supernatural. Marks, that's a show you like, right?
Mm-hmm. That's a good finale.
And SciFi Paul says Chuck was awesome, and I used to like The Pretender. Anyone remember that? I remember The Pretender. I didn't watch a ton of it, but I watched some of it.
I remember it a little bit, but I'll pretend I do.
Here comes the puns already, folks. And then Raisa also says she loved Pretender, and Lister's mate, our good buddy Anthony Davis, says the best season cliffhanger was from Super Knocked Up. Oh, so many heroes and villains and Dark Star. Thank you. That's actually my show. We did have a huge season 2 cliffhanger. That's true. Thank you, Anthony, for giving that shout out. All right, all right, so there's our super tweet. Thank you guys for all those great answers. Appreciate it. Let's see here. All right, let's go to, now we're gonna get into the shows. We're gonna talk all the shows that aired this past week. Their finale, Supergirl, Flash, Arrow, well, the DC show on the CW, not every show that aired the season finale on. That'd be a long time we'd be here.
Oh yeah.
All right, let's start with Supergirl, and we're gonna let Danielle kick this one off.
Yes, I apologize in advance if I cut in and out. I'm working on it. So this is the season finale. It's episode number 22, titled "Nevertheless, She Persisted." It's
Can I just add? I think that's the worst title I've ever heard of a show.
I think it had to do with a lot of like events that were going on in the world. I think at that time, I think it was the Women's March that was happening while they were like writing this or something.
All right. Okay, continue, please.
Written by Andrew Kreisberg and Jessica Queller, and it's directed by Glenn Winter. So we kick this off. It's revealed that Rhea used something called silver kryptonite to manipulate Cal's senses, showing Kara as General Zod, who's rumored to be the villain for next year's season. Kara eventually overpowers Cal and takes him to the fortress, where a recovered Cal finds a way to end the war. Kara challenges Rhea to Dakam I hope I'm saying that right, an ancient rite in which two leaders duel and the loser concedes the war, except by Rhea. Lillian helps Lena build a device capable of dispersing lead, which is lethal to Daxamites, including Mon-El. But with the approval of Mon-El, Kara tells the DEO to use this device if she loses. During the duel, Rhea resumes the invasion, and John wakes up and joins the battle. Magan also returns with other white Martians who engage in Daxamites and help the fight. With Rhea claiming that she will not stop the invasion even if she loses, Kara is forced to launch the device Lena has made, killing Rhea and the forces to flee. Before Mon-El can die, though, Kara boards him in a pod and sends him away from Earth. Kat resumes her position at Catco. Alex surprisingly asks Maggie to marry her. In deep space, we see Mon-El's pod drawn into a wormhole. And then lastly, to cap off the season, in a flashback, the destruction of Krypton, an unknown faction sends another infant to the Earth in order to reign.
All right. Thank you for that summary. I love how the only people who left Krypton were infants. Well, that's not true. Kara was a teenager, I guess. Okay, so it wasn't just infants.
Yeah. Infants and Kara.
Yeah. In the chat, before we get into it, Sci-Fi Pulse says, God really hated how Superman was treated in that show. I have so much to say about that, sir. We'll get to that. And Raisa says, see Elizabeth Warren Congress for the Supergirl title. All right, thank you, Raisa. I appreciate that. I do not follow Congress very closely, so that's why I didn't know. And then Bro Ties are cool says, sounds like Batman v Superman plot. And Dezel says, morning all, because he is watching from Australia. So thank you, sir, for watching. Good morning.
Wow. Good morning, sir.
Yes, Dezel's a good supporter of us. All right. So much to talk about in the show. First, can I say the one thing I did predict, I think 3 weeks ago on the show, I said I expected either Alex or Maggie to propose to each other, and it actually fucking happened. I was like, holy shit, I called it.
I did not believe you. I did not think that was going to happen.
I know, you thought I was nuts. You're like, Jeff doesn't know what you're talking about.
I guess I need to listen to you more often now.
Oh, thank you. At least, well, somebody will be now. One person. Yeah, so I thought it was cool, actually. I thought, because I could see that happening. And I'm just glad that they didn't get, because it was either that or they're going to break them up, and I didn't want them to break them up. Because the best part about that show, in my opinion, is their relationship. So
Maggie hasn't said yes yet.
But she smiled. Come on.
But I mean, the funny part is that Maggie Sawyer was only supposed to be on for a season. And was it Floriana
Lima. Yeah.
Floriana Lima just said that she's coming back for season 3, but only as recurring. She turned down her series regular role to pursue other opportunities.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So they offered her to be a regular?
Yeah, to come back as series regular again, but she said she's only coming back as recurring.
Huh.
But the list of number of episodes she's coming back in is still unknown until they figure it out.
That's interesting.
So,
let's
hope she can't find another job.
Terrible. Terrible. Oh, well, I mean, yeah, obviously she should do whatever she wants. But I mean, I don't know. I really like that character. I think it's really good together, those two.
Yeah, she is.
And she's very talented.
Great
I think she's a super talented actress. Like, I've been really impressed by her range this season.
It'd be great if they either crank up, focus on her police force, or they have her join the DEO. Yeah, DEO.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be kind of cool.
All right, well, I got a lot to talk about. What do you guys want? Danielle, what do you want to talk about? Oh, Danielle, you're frozen again?
No, I can hear you.
Okay, I said, why don't you go first? What would you like to either liked or you didn't like, or?
It looked so cool and the hype was so good, but I just think it was it started out really cool, and then I think it just slowly declined, and then I'm not sure. I think the whole Mon-El thing is really bothersome to me, and I think if you're just gonna send him off, just send him off instead of making a cliffhanger for him. I don't know. I felt like it was kind of a letdown, and I'm kind of, because they said they poured all their money into it, and it's going to be like the most amazing episode of Supergirl you've ever seen, and they saved all their money, and I felt like I was looking around at the end, like, where's the money?
Saved all their money. That just, I don't know why I find that so amusing. Just like when they do the show, like, all right, guys, we gotta put all your pennies in this jar. We gotta save more money for the finale.
I don't know. I mean, there was some cool stuff, like the battle between Rhea and Supergirl was kind of cool, but it seemed too easy at times, and then it seems like it was cut short pretty early, and it seemed like it was too much being fit into a jar and trying to close the lid.
Oh, nice analogy. In the chat, Dazzle says, I'm super bummed about the caramel ending. I asked him what caramel is, and he says Kara plus Mon-El means caramel. I haven't heard that before. I like that. That's cool.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So he was bummed about that. Carrie Johnson says, no one is ever happily married in these shows, so the Maggie Alex thing won't happen. You probably are right, Carrie, unfortunately. I'm going to be bummed about that. And then Sci-Fi Paul says, Maggie might get a job on Arrow, given that half the cast looks like it might have died on Lian Yu. We'll get to that later. When we talk Arrow. Bro Ties Are Cool says, I haven't kept up with any of these shows. I watched Arrow up to season 3, but lost interest. I want to get back into it, but don't know where to start. Well, sir, number one, I'm going to tell you, just go watch Flash if you're going to pick one, because that's by far the best in my opinion.
Yes.
I think all of us actually would probably say that on this show. And but for Arrow, I would just say skip season 4. You're not going to miss anything, and just go right to season 5, which is much better than just getting back on track now. I feel, particularly on these last parts of the last half of the season. That'd be my suggestion. Well, here, why don't we talk? I guess let's talk about. They brought up in the chat, and you just did too, and Danielle too, about the Mon-El thing at the end. So I will say that choice that they had her make was a good dramatic conflict thing to have. Like, either I have to save everybody on Earth or Mon-El, the guy I love. So that's good. I'm fine with that. She made the right choice, right? And then Mon-El had to go off. Now, I mean, the way I took it, first off, it looked like he went in some kind of like wormhole or something, right? That he did not expect to happen. I'm assuming he's going to come back at some point. I mean, they set it up at least that way to me that they're going to bring him back. I have no idea when.
It's obviously the Prophets from Deep Space Nine.
Right. They're like, you're our new emissary.
Crossover.
Imagine he runs into Cisco, Captain Cisco in there. That'd be so great. Bring Avery Brooks to the show, man.
Well, you know what that is, right? Probably.
A boom tube? No.
Oh, well. That's a possibility, too. But I think it's probably has to do with the Legion of Superheroes.
Oh, you think he's going to the future, the year 3000?
Probably, yeah.
Oh, no. Are they sending him to Legends?
Oh, hopefully not. That's what that would be my guess. And they did hint about the Legion before with the rain. So, but I think
Sorry, in the chat, Kerry agrees with you. He says we better get Legion of Superheroes next season, or the Mon-El cliffhanger fizzles. So he's with you.
I think that's what's going to happen. And I'm pretty sure the actor said he's going to be back, and they're dating in real life, so I highly doubt he's going to be gone.
Right. In the chat also, Dazzle says Supergirl is my favorite of all the series. And he also says, I would watch the Cisco Mon-El series. He's a big Deep Space Nine fan as well.
Right.
Which is my favorite show.
Awesome.
That would actually be pretty good comedy, I think. Mon-El's the comic relief, you know. He joins Starfleet. He's kind of a goofy cadet.
Yeah. That'd be a great race to have on your team. You know, like just destroy starships with his hands. That'd be great.
Right, and as long as they shoot lasers at him, there he's fine, phasers. But if they shoot lead at him, he's in trouble.
Oops.
All right, go ahead, Marks.
And do you guys know what the theory is about the baby?
The one we see at the very end. I do not Oh wait, I have a theory. It's the guy I can never think of his name, which is knowing me, who kills Superman. But
Doomsday.
What?
You're thinking of Doomsday?
Yeah. Is it supposed to be Doomsday?
Sort of, kind of. There's a character called Rain, and she's sort of like she's one of the world killers, which were created by Kryptonians. Is like a super weapon. And I don't know if they've ever directly said officially, but a lot of people think that Doomsday is one of those world killers, and some reason they got separated. But Rain is super powerful world killer Kryptonian creature.
Well, didn't they say at the very end that they sent it to rain the world? Like that was the last sentence.
Yeah.
Oh, all right, well, there you go. You guys nailed it, I guess.
And they look like some kind of death cult or something. They look pretty
look really friendly.
dark.
In the chat.
Super friendly.
Bro Ties says Superman is dead? ? No, not in Supergirl. He's very much alive. In the movie Batman v Superman, he supposedly died, but don't worry, he's coming back in Justice League.
Yep.
And Carrie says, I think they're casting for the Rain character. And let's see here. What do we got? Listener's Mate says, when are they ever going to let Mon-El find out that his mom was really the one who killed his dad? Probably never at this point, since his mom's dead.
No, they didn't. He knows.
Oh, did they say it in the episode?
Yeah, he said it near at the end when she asked him to save her or something, and he's like, "Oh, like you saved my dad," and blah blah blah.
Really? Oh,
I'm pretty sure at some point she said that she killed him.
Confirm that in the chat, folks. I have no memory of that.
I think it was right before she died.
That's another thing. So that didn't make sense to me. That
turned to dust. Yeah, what was up with that?
Well, that's okay. The fact that all of these like peon troopers, like the red shirts, basically, all get beamed up to the ship, but they don't go save their queen. They just let her crumble. It's like the Wicked Witch of the West. Like what?
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
It's like so ridiculous.
They lost her transponder signal because of interference from the kryptonite blood. That's what it is.
Right.
Totally makes sense.
What happened to her like right-hand man? I know Superman like kicked him out of the window, but was that just the end of him? I guess you can just die from falling out a window.
He's probably not dead, but that was the last we saw of him. It was like, yeah, Superman beat him. That's it. Who cares? In the chat, Reyes confirms yes. Right before she died, Reyes says is when he found out about her killing the dad. So you're right, Marks. Good job.
Do I get gold star? Gold star.
Yeah. So I mean, the fight between Rhea and Supergirl, and also the first fight between Superman and Supergirl, I think they actually did a good job. I mean, they were pretty epic. They're pretty well staged, I felt.
Yeah, no, that was cool. Even like the water and everything, that was a nice touch, and explosions behind them. I mean, it was like Transformers going on over there, but it was still cool.
Michael Bay directed that particular scene. Oh, you're right. They put some slow-mo in. It was good.
I thought the explosions were a bit much. They were all like synchronized with each drawn punch. Somehow each drawn punch they landed caused explosions behind them.
They're causing tectonic like shifts in the earth. I don't know.
I still didn't quite. I just don't buy that she was able to beat Superman. It's just because he's more experienced. Like he's just been at this for like 2 years. He's been at it for a long time. I don't know. Well, maybe he just sucks in, man.
Don't they say in the comics that she is stronger than Superman though? Is not in the comics.
I have heard something about that. Yeah,
I'm not sure.
They really took their time in that episode to like keep saying like I don't know how many times he looked at her and said no, she beat me. It was fair and square.
And that's my biggest.
They said it a few times throughout the episode.
That's where I have my biggest comments. First off, let me see though. Dezel says it was nice to see a fight scene where they weren't just flying at each other constantly. That's true. This I think was much more exciting than just flying around smashing the buildings like in Superman Man of Steel.
Oh yeah, that was boring.
Yeah. and they weren't killing innocent people at least either.
No.
Okay, so here's my biggest problem with this episode. Well, sort of a problem, sort of not a problem. I said this last week. Again, let me say right off the bat, I am 100% behind having awesome, kick-ass female characters, and that women are as good, if not better, than men. All right, 100% behind that. I always write female protagonists in my own stories. What I'm not 100% behind is the extremely heavy-handed manner they did it in this episode, and what I felt they did this whole season of Supergirl. Like you're right, Danielle. They do such a big deal about saying that she is stronger than him. Like he says, like I was at my full strength. I could feel I was not weakened. You're obviously stronger than me. And then he says it again later, right? And then like, okay, guy, it's like for me, they were so focused on making that so on the nose. They might as well put a neon sign in the background saying Supergirl is stronger than Superman and just had it in every scene. Like I get it, guys. Like, okay, like there's two reasons. Besides that reason, I think they also did it because they wanted to say she's the one who's going to represent Earth and fight Rhea because she beat Superman. But for me, I didn't need her to be Superman. I think she should have been the one to do it because she's been the one dealing with Rhea the whole time. Like that's her enemy, basically. She's already earned the right to, like, I don't need you to just be Superman to do that. I wanted the fight to be a draw, to be honest with you. Like for me, that would have been cool. Like they're both so powered, they just kind of duel to a draw, more or less, right? Or they knock each other out, kind of, whatever. But whatever. The thing is, like, I just wish even if she lost, fine. But can you just do it? I just wish they did it more subtly, right? They're so on the nose all the time about this, and it just, again, like we said last week, like I think they would get their message across much better if they did it more subtly. Like I always feel that's stronger as a writer. I'm not saying it's easy. I struggle with it myself, but I feel it's stronger. Now, the thing that's funny though is I think they were so focused on that they've actually portrayed Superman much better than Supergirl in this show. In this one episode, like in this episode, Superman comes across as very humble. He has no problem letting someone else take the lead and be the hero and taking the back seat. And he cares about his cousin and friends and wants to do what's right and save the Earth. Like they portray Superman in this episode as the hero I want Superman to be and expect that he's the best of all of us, of all the heroes, right? And that's not the way they portrayed Supergirl this season. She's arrogant. She doesn't want anybody else to be a hero. She's the only one she thinks who should be this. And she's not someone, like she's not the hero National City deserves. Superman is, the way they portrayed them in this episode, I think. And that's a problem because Supergirl is supposed to be the one that I want to love in the show, like I did first season. And as we've talked about this whole season, I think she's not the one I like this season. I like everybody else in the show, all the supporting characters. And so, like, they've been so focused on making her the strongest one. I actually think they did the reverse of what they intended to do, at least for me. They actually made Superman look way better, and her not so good.
Well, I think. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I totally agree with that, and I think a lot of her problem has been Mon-El this season of having to deal with that and be I don't want you to be a superhero, and then when she is with him, she became super just reckless and weird, and her character just shifted all over the place. And I'm excited to see what they're going to do this season if she can team up with Guardian now and fight the city, with a Flash like the Teen, and really who she can become now without Mon-El.
Yeah.
Well,
Mark,
I think, like I said once before, like I felt like in season one, kind of the character flaw that she had to overcome was that her lack of confidence that she could be as good as her cousin and that she could be her own superhero. And then she overcame that. And I felt like in season two, they kind of introduced the flaw of her being overconfident, that she's, a little overconfident about how powerful she is now and stuff. And they kind of brought it up a couple of times. So I know the writers knew they were kind of doing it. So I assumed that they would kind of end that arc at some point in this finale, and that they still didn't touch on it whatsoever. And so that was disappointing.
You're right. They did. That's the problem. They didn't. It's okay if it was the flaw, if it got she started to overcome the flaw, right? Or overcame the flaw by the end, but she didn't.
If anything, she'll be more cocky now. She's like, I took out Superman.
Yeah. And for some reason, they're so focused on like strength, like pure physical strength equals better and hero. And for me, no, like that's not what makes you a great hero. It's all the stuff within you, which again, I actually think they're doing a great job portraying Superman, and Tyler Hoechlin, right? Is that his name? Is doing a great job acting as it. Like, again, that's actually who I think Superman should be. It's just ridiculous that they do such a better job of him in one episode than they could do the entire season with her.
Well, it's easier if a guest star, he can be real good for an episode, come in and out. But yeah, I didn't quite buy the fight just because of experience. And if it is because she has more raw power because of her age as a Kryptonian coming to Earth, and that has given her an advantage from raw power, then I would like them to bring that up, and say that that's part of it too. Not Carrie, that she's a fighter, but if he's supposed to have been this experienced hero, who's been around for quite a few years, he should be able to fight well.
Carrie's point is she is stronger but not better tactician combatant at this point. Yeah. Okay.
Because this is Superman that's gone to War World, fought Lex Luthor, fought Zod. I thought he was going to try to kill her because he's done that in the past, killed Zod, one of the few villains he's ever went lethal with.
It's kind of like this. You don't expect Dick Grayson when he became Robin to take out Batman, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, no way would that ever happen. Batman's gonna kick his fucking ass. After years and years of being Nightwing, I can see maybe going toe to toe with Batman of training. And it's maybe a little different because Batman. Well, I don't know because Batman is supposed to be a little the best, right, at what he does and all that stuff. And again, I see these two as more equals. But I mean, I think the experience thing is appropriate. If Kara had come to Earth first, and she had all this experience fighting, I would expect her to beat Superman, no problem, because she had the tactical and experience advantage. So I mean, it's a valid point, Marks. I think you're making, and other people in the chat are making.
Yeah. Yes. But well.
Again,
So,
I'm not really. That didn't really bother me that much.
it's her show. Whenever she's on Superman show, Superman will win.
I don't really have a problem with her winning so much. Again, I wish they would be more subtle about it, about the message you're trying to get across.
Yeah, I mean, they could have done it without dialogue. I mean, it could have been him waking up from silver kryptonite or whatever and realizing, just with a look that she beat him. That's all they needed.
Yeah, I think by the way, Raisa in the chat actually says she feels the whole show has been heavy-handed, not just about this issue, but the whole show, which is probably why I've been having problems, totally getting behind it. I think they did, I think they did that actually, because I actually think they were trying to anticipate a lot of fans saying, oh my God, how dare Supergirl beat Superman? That's ridiculous, and getting up all in arms about it. By the way, which we're not doing. We're not getting up in arms about it at all. So I think they were trying to put in saying like, oh, here's the reason, guys, because she's like, they were trying to almost explain it away so people didn't give them such a hard time. But I actually think that was just worse. They did that, and I agree with you. I think they should have just said nothing.
Yeah, this whole season has been very like no subtext on anything. It's like women strong. Did you get it? You get our point? Women are strong. In case you didn't realize, women are strong. It's like, okay, you don't have to actually say it every time.
Which is great. Women are strong. Like we were talking about, like Jennifer Garner's character in Alias, she kicks ass. Yeah. She didn't go around saying that. She just did it. Like I just saw her being awesome and cool and kicking ass, and that's all I needed.
Yeah.
And everybody respected her.
That's one part of the problem. They've been a little heavy-handed on their stuff in general, and it makes it less believable, and oddly enough. So.
So Carrie has an interesting question here, and Rice says a good point. So getting to the end of the episode when Kara said all her friends were happy in relationships, how do you think James felt?
Ooh. I don't. You know what? He's been really trying to find himself, and I think that episode he had with the little boy and helping him, I think that kind of helped him, I guess, feel less alone. And I think he has a team, so he has Wynn and what's her name, Lyra. Mm-hmm. So I think he's not feeling as alone, and I don't think he really needs to be in a relationship to feel like he's needs somebody. I think he's just happy fighting crime and feeling like he can help in a way. And I think that's been his problem since season 1 is instead of being the best friend of Superman, he wanted to be his own hero. And I think he achieved that this season. So I think that's where he's going to end up next season, is trying to be there for Kara again, but also, settling in his role as Guardian.
Mm-hmm. I feel like he's kind of completely moved past Kara romantically at this point. And I was surprised, though, they didn't have him as Guardian this episode at all. Like, there's a big war going on. Why is he just hanging out at the
true.
At Catco?
Well, no, that was funny. He did show up as Guardian for like 2 seconds, and then Kat was like, "Oh, hello, James," and she's like, "What? No, I'm Guardian." And she's like, "Oh, please, that slit. I can see your eyes."
Well, that was the end of that was the last episode, right?
That last episode? Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she said, "Go get him." And she said, "Go get him, Supergirl." Whenever Kara left, so again,
right. Which is not surprising to me that she knows. that she figured it out. Obviously,
She kind of did before, and then they tricked her again with Martian Man.
Actually, I think like I think I was saying last week, she would have known, right? So I'm glad they just established that she knows.
Which brings up, how does Lena not realize yet who Supergirl is? Especially like the whole Mon-El connection. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, you know what, they hinted, because I think it was the mom that said, she's going to find out and she's going to resent you for that. And I thought that was going to be a cliffhanger, because I think it was a couple weeks back that we all thought that Lena and Kara were going to be, enemies next season. And they were really going to look into that for next season, since she's a series regular now, Lena. So you know what? I think there was just too much going on, and they really wanted to get the new villain out there. So I think that's definitely something that's going to be saved for probably the second half of next season.
All right, let me share some stuff in the chat. Raisa says, "Love Kat. Dezzles. Kat is fantastic." And Dezzles thinks, "I've always assumed Kat knew, even since they quote tricked her." A lot of fans for Kat. And the chat, SciFi Pulse also, since we're talking about awesome women characters, he mentioned some other fantastic ones from movies and shows. Ripley in Alien, 7 of 9 from Voyager, and Sarah Connor from Terminator. I was actually, I was watching the end of Terminator 2. It was on, I think, Spike or something last night, or whatever they call it now. She actually, I think, is my all-time favorite, maybe, probably female character. Like, dude, oh my gosh, she's so fucking badass in that movie, Terminator 2. Like, at the end, and she's like pumping that shotgun and like blasting the 2-1000. Oh, she rocks.
Yep. I did like to see Martian Girl again, and kind of touching on that storyline again a little bit with the White Martians. It was nice. I mean, it was a little crowded, but it was nice to at least see her again before the season was over.
Yeah.
Is Kat back next season? Is she going to stay back as Catco? That's what it seemed like. Do we know?
There's been talks about trying to bring her back or be.
The whole point was when they moved to Vancouver, she didn't want to film there. Like, she didn't want to be away from her family.
She didn't want to leave LA.
But it looked like at the end of this season, it looked like she was settling back in. Like, I'm taking back over.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen anything yet. I mean, it's all pretty much been about Maggie right now, but it seems like she's coming back full time for season 3, and unless anything said otherwise.
All right, well, people like Dazzle and stuff says, I hope she's back. All right, so people want to see some more Kat.
Oh, and is it just me, or is it kind of weird logic that they use this Luthor bomb with the lead, like inside a room, or they didn't even open the windows, and they're like, it's gonna atmosphere. Right. It's like, that's got to be unhealthy.
Yeah, she actually has like a balcony, I think, right outside her office, doesn't she?
Yeah,
walk out there.
Move it outside. I don't understand what's happening.
Oh, can I say though, because I love Lena's character. You realize that Supergirl actually did not save the world. Lena Luthor did. Lena Luthor is the savior of Earth.
Well, according to Cadmus, it was them.
No, but well, fuck that. Lena Luthor created that thing, man. She is the genius who created it. Supergirl pressed the fucking button, which anybody could have done. Like, I get the reason why, because it put the choice in her, which was dramatic. But Lena's the savior. But I think Supergirl's gonna get all the credit for it.
Which I think that will probably be something that Lena will resent from her later on, if they are enemies later on.
Like, it's always Supergirl you guys praise, and I really did all the work.
Now I understand my brother.
Right. It's like those Kryptonites are so arrogant, Kryptonians. Oh, actually, we got so BRCH2 is actually Brad, somebody who helped me out a lot with Super Knocked Up. He's watching for the first time. Welcome, sir. I'm glad you watched it. All right, I'm just looking at the chat here. All right, anything else things you guys want to add about Supergirl?
In case you didn't know, Silver Kryptonite is in the comic books. It was first back in 1963.
All right, cool. Carrie mentioned in the chat, but Lena was also the reason for the invasion. All right, that's a good point.
That's true.
So I guess it was her duty kind of to fix that. She didn't deliberately do it though. She just, basically because her mother was so terrible. She just so desperately wanted a nice mother figure.
So ultimately, it's her mom's fault.
By the way, I love Brenda Strong though, man, and that Lillian, she's so good. Like, I want to see more Brenda Strong next season.
Well, she's in Fear the Walking Dead too, and she was really good in that.
Oh, cool. Yeah, she's great.
Who's she in Fear the Walking Dead, or is that like the new season?
Yeah, it was the second season. She was like the mother who lost her daughter to the virus, and then she was just killing people left and right. She's crazy in that season, but she's really good. She's Brenda Strong. She's strong.
In the chat, SciFi Pulse wants to know, couldn't they just stab Ray with a pencil because it's lead? But other people are saying they don't think necessarily there's actually lead. Maybe it's carbon in pencils now or something. I don't know.
Yeah, they could have shot her, sniped
Right.
her. Punisher would have solved this whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
There is
what was it? I don't know. Oh, is there any? I think you mentioned this a couple weeks ago, Marks, or last week, about there was really no explanation why she couldn't have just used the silver kryptonite on Kara, right? Why she used it on Superman and not Supergirl?
No, not really.
It's so elaborate. Like, why would you use it on Superman and have them fight? If you want to take out Supergirl, just use it on both of them. Like,
I don't know. Or reuse it again too. I mean, why? It's not a one-shot deal.
It's like maybe she sold tickets to like the greatest showdown in the universe: Superman versus Supergirl. Get your tickets now.
Yeah, you got to make some money, right? Yeah,
she's funding her new Dax Empire.
Like
and tell-all book.
Fight Club.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, Terry Hatcher was a great villain. I have to say, she's the best villain so far they've had. Her character.
I agree with that.
Mm-hmm. I guess there's only 2 seasons, right?
Well, sure. And I thought it was interesting to see Zod, and I hope maybe that means we'll see Zod again later. I really hope we see Lex Luthor at some point.
Yeah.
Although I'm curious to see who they're going to cast as Lex Luthor.
That would be interesting. By the way, the guy who was doing Zod, I think he was very good, right? Who they had in this episode.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm assuming they're going to keep using him. I would think.
I would think so. Yeah. I thought he was quite good. I wonder where Zod is at. Like, there's a lot we don't know, like what Superman's done or not done. So I'm kind of curious where he left off with Zod.
Mm-hmm. All right. Is that we're gonna do some ratings now for Supergirl?
Yep.
All right, so guys, we do this out of a 5-star system, but we have a distinct thing for each show. So it's capes for Supergirl. So it's a maximum of 5 capes we can give each episode. So for the season finale of Supergirl, Danielle, what do you give it?
I would give it probably 3 capes. It was kind of a letdown for me. So hopefully next season they really make it up. And please don't save their pennies for this one because it did not work.
Just spread out the pennies throughout the whole season.
Yes, spread out the money evenly.
Marks, what do you give it?
I'm going to be nice and give it 3.5 capes. Just because I like explosions.
Hey, I thought you didn't like the explosions.
No, I liked seeing all the different characters fight. I like the Zod nod and all that stuff. It was just pulled down by being a little too on the nose writing and logic gaps. But it was better than some of the other episodes.
All right. I was almost going to give it 3. I think I'll be not quite as nice, Mark, since you went above. I'll go below. I'll give it 2.5 capes. Again, just,
all right.
Yeah, just again, they gotta. I really, please try to use some more subtext next season. And also, for the love of God, you got to do something with Kara, and she's not so arrogant. Because you can't. I can't keep watching the show. Right? I don't like the main character. Well, I can, but it's really hard.
Yeah,
I really don't want to like Kara because I loved her first season, and Melissa Benoist is great. I think she's really talented. It's not delicate. It's nothing on her what she's doing.
No, it's a delicate balance. They gotta. I kind of would love to see it someday. Since they've not made suggestions that Batman exists, I hope maybe they bend the rules a little bit and they let like Batgirl, girl, or Batwoman exist, and they have that character appear on the show and have that relationship happen. I think that would be really cool.
Totally cool with that, man. And if they had Batwoman, Batwoman's a lesbian. So if Maggie doesn't break up with Alex, then Alex can date Batwoman.
That could happen, yes.
Although I want her to be with Maggie. I'm just afraid they're going to mess up. They're going to do something.
Yeah, I don't know. They're just too happy. You can't have that on TV.
It's right. It's just too good of a relationship. So, oh my God, how dare we have a really awesome relationship?
Yeah, no, something bad's going to happen in season 3. I can already feel it.
Just really one time, just let one relationship be good. The other ones can be messed up. Just let one.
Well, especially if we find the news that she got a series regular part on something else, then she's definitely going to be saying goodbye.
So we got a lot of ratings in the chat. They're all over the place. Raisa 3.5, SciFi Pulse 1. Ooch. Yeah. Dezzles 4. Carrie Johnson 3. Dezzles 5 if they didn't destroy Caramel. Okay. So you really loved it almost. And listeners make 4.75. All right. So a lot of different ratings all over the place.
Yeah. One's pretty harsh. That's pretty harsh.
What did I wait? Yeah. Didn't I give it a? Didn't I give Supergirl a 1 or 1.5 recently? 1.5, I think, right?
Was it? I know you did for Legends. I don't know about Supergirl.
No, because I think you said it recently. I've given Legends a higher rating than.
No, it's true. Yeah, recently. Yeah.
I don't think it was a 1. Maybe it was a 1.5. I think it was like a couple. I don't know. All right, that's Supergirl. Unfortunately, Danielle actually has to be flying out of here herself, just like Supergirl. Right.
I do. I gotta super fly out of here.
She has
your best up and away impersonation.
Yeah. Right. She has to.
Bye. I'll be at FanimeCon tomorrow doing a panel with Francis, actually. So.
Awesome.
Oh God. Well, he's probably gonna ruin it. Jeez. I'm just kidding. That's awesome.
We're very sorry for.
No, that'll be super fun. What's the panel on?
It's going to be mental health, escaping through pop culture using escaping mental health using pop culture is what we are doing.
Which and why don't you give some links out, because you guys do obviously that stuff and other things you do.
Yes, that's my podcast, No Ordinary Nerd, uses that as well, escaping mental health through pop culture. So you can find us on Twitter at no_ordinary_nerd, and you can also find me on my website, angstynerd.com, and also on Twitter at angsty_nerd, where I do all mental health and pop culture.
Right, awesome. Please check those out, folks. There's some awesome stuff. And if you're at Fanime Expo, is that what it's called?
Yeah, Fan Anime Expo. This is the first anime convention I'm going to, so it should be interesting.
Is it in your Bay Area where you are?
Yeah, it'll be in San Jose Convention Center.
Oh, sweet. All right, folks, if you're in that area, go check them out. And then you can talk even more about the shows, season finales with Danielle and Francis, too, because he's been on our show. He loves them.
Yes.
Talking about. All right, cool. Thank you so much, Danielle, for an awesome first season. And you can see Danielle back, I'm sure, next season when they start up again, all these shows. We'll be back talking about all that stuff.
Yes, I will be back. And I'll be at Comic-Con with you guys. So.
Oh, that's right. Oh, yeah. Oh, we get to meet Danielle in person. Oh, my God. That's going to be amazing.
I think we should all cosplay.
What will you have?
I'll have a gallon of milk for Jeff.
Oh, awesome. Thank you. You'll be my favorite person at the entire convention.
I think we should all cosplay.
What should we cosplay? We should. In the chat. In the chat. Tell us what we should be cosplay in the chat, folks.
I'll be Speedy.
Yes. Oh, that's great. Oh my God, that's great. Great idea. Yeah, be Speedy. Wait, should we all do like an arrow thing then?
Jeff will be Patty Spivot.
I love Patty Spivot so much. I will cosplay Patty Spivot.
Put a sign on your back. Hot Pursuit.
Yeah, that's Hot Pursuit. And then Marcus, you could be Kid Flash. Or Jesse Quick.
You'd rather be Jesse Quick.
All right. See you. Bye, Danielle.
Catch you guys later.
Bye. All right, bye.
I'd rather be Jesse Quick, too. I agree. Jesse Quick's awesome. All right. And now Ian, great time. Ian joins us from Sci-Fi Pulse, says he's going to take the place of Danielle. What's up, sir?
I'm good. Unfortunately, I'm not as pretty as Danielle, so you're going to have to put up with this up my book.
Well, we think you're very pretty still.
Okay, I'm just going to start preening my hair now and...
All right. And I think Tara, who listens to Super Geeked Up a lot, just joined us, but she's under an alias of Manuel Rodriguez because something happened with her YouTube or something, she says. Thank you for watching. And Carrie Johnson says we should cosplay Speedy, Hopper Suit, and a boxing arrow. So, Mark, you have to be the boxing glove arrow. That'd be great if you were a huge boxing glove and you just run around like ramming into people. We pretended to shoot you out of a giant bow and arrow.
That'd be pretty
I'm
funny.
bringing special effects people. Here we go.
Oh my God, amazing.
Ooh.
Millennium Falcon. That'd be great though, Mark. We could make our way through crowds because as your boxing glove arrow, you would just go through and they would part for you and we'd go to the head of the line.
Great. Keep the ideas coming. Keep the ideas coming.
Keep those great ideas coming. Tara in the chat says, hi, everyone. Very cool finales. All right, cool. And thank you, everybody, for watching live. Really appreciate it. And all your chats. And if you're watching it post, of course, that is great as well. All right, we got 2 more shows to talk about, Flash and Arrow. We're going to do Flash right now. And Marks is going to sum up this one for us.
All righty. So this episode was, of course, episode 23 of season 3, the finale, called Finish Line, written by Aaron Helbing and Todd Helbing, who are staff writers for the show. And also thought it was kind of cool they write for Spartacus and Mortal Kombat Legacy, because we got a lot of Spartacus actors popping up on the other CW shows. Anyway, so when we last left off with the previous episode, we saw Iris seemingly meeting her fate by being impaled by Savitar. At the start of this episode, it's revealed that actually HR swapped places with Iris, and he's the one that actually dies.
We so-called that one last week.
What's that?
We so-called that one last week that it was HR with the hologram thing.
We did all say that. It was very possible. So, and forced into his backup plan to save himself from a paradox, Savitar kidnaps Cisco, forces him to rebuild the speed bazooka into an interdimensional quantum splicer so that Savitar can create fragments of himself to be dispersed throughout time, protecting himself from the paradox and becoming the god he wants to be. Barry takes Snart's advice from the previous episode, trying to be, the hero, and tries to convince Savitar that he can be saved. Savitar returns to Star Labs. Looks like just might end up working, but not so much. And he turns on them, destroys the lab with the Philosopher's Stone, and he then orders Caitlin to kill Cisco, but Gypsy vibes in and saves him. So Savitar and Caitlin open up a portal into Speed Force, expecting Black Flash to pop up. Killer Frost uses her freeze powers to stop him. And then Savitar tries to execute his plan by using the modified speed bazooka, but learns that Cisco actually modified it into a skeleton key to free Jay from the Speed Force prison. So then we get a big old showdown with Barry, Wally, and Jay fighting Savitar, while Cisco and Gypsy face off against Caitlin. Cisco convinces Caitlin to become good again. Barry phases through and destroys Savitar's suit before Savitar can get his revenge, he's shot by Iris, dying and then deleting from existence. And as Team Flash mourns HR's death, Caitlin decides not to use Julian's cure. She leaves the team to try to find herself. And then we get this massive storm, perhaps a speed storm, which appears over Central City, created by the empty Speed Force prison, which has become unstable. And Barry accepts his punishment for creating Flashpoint and enters the Speed Force prison himself, trusting Central City to Wally and the rest of the team.
All right. Good summary. Even though I was away for most of it, but I'm sure it was fantastic because you're always great.
Well, I was just saying that we so-called the HR thing with the hologram pretending to be Caitlin. We all said that last week.
We did.
Yeah, people in the chat called it, man. I called the HR hologram. That was amazing. You guys called it.
Yeah, the only trick was how they would swap places, but they explained it pretty well.
Maybe we should actually get these people in the chat room writing for the Flash.
Well, I think a lot of people would love it. I know I would love to. I bet they would love to write for the Flash.
But then again, maybe they're needed more in Supergirl.
Yeah, I think more in Legends than Supergirl is where they're needed.
Yeah, Legends Supergirl needs it more.
I actually think the Flash writers are some of the best on TV. I think they're amazing, to be honest with you. By the way, who did the Helpings do this episode? Did you say wrote this? Was it Todd and Aaron Helping?
And they used to do Spartacus, which was interesting because we have a lot of Spartacus
I
actually over on Arrow.
Yeah, I followed the Helpings for a while. They're amazing. They're awesome. I think they may be even. Are they the showrunners on Flash now? I almost want to say. I think they are. Or I think
they're staff writers. I'm not sure they're showrunners now.
No, they're executive producers.
It could be. Okay.
I know they are because they were also the ones that came on the panel at San Diego Comic-Con, the only producers. I actually think they're kind of like the main ones on Flash now.
It makes sense since they wrote the finale, so usually do when you're the top.
But they're great. And by the way, you know what? You see multiple Spartacus actors on these shows, like Arrow and all these shows, so that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. Mm-hmm. Some really good ones, like Slade, which we'll talk about later.
Yeah, and Nissa and Captain Boomerang, they're all from Spartacus.
Yep.
Yeah, Spartacus was just awesome, though. He was sort of like such a well-written show.
In the chat, by the way, Dezel says he's working on a Squirrel Girl costume, which I said I would love to see Dezel's in a Squirrel Girl costume.
That'd be funny. So with this thing, what do you guys think about HR dying?
Boo, because HR was amazing and he was so funny and I loved him. The only reason I'm okay with this, well, first off, it's a very noble gesture what he did, obviously. So it's a good death, unlike some other deaths we see in movies and shows, which I just like, oh, that's terrible. Here's why I'm okay, because it seems like Harrison Wells from Earth 2 is going to be back, at least hanging around. That's what they kind of said. He asked him at the end. And I actually love Earth 2 Harrison Wells. I think he actually may still be my favorite, although HR is really close because he was so good this season. So if Earth 2 Harrison comes back, I'm 100% okay with HR leaving. If they, which by the way, I also kind of called because like I said, remember, they always do different Harrison Wells every season. So I'm not surprised that HR is not maybe next season. It's sad, but I'm okay with it because I love the other Harrison Wells so much.
They probably won't do it again. Now it's becoming a pattern. But yeah, I think it's a safe bet that actor's not going to be going anywhere soon. He's such a great actor, and they're going to have him.
Oh, he's like my favorite in the whole show.
He's either going to be Harry or he's going to be some other version of Wells on there.
Mm-hmm.
I think all the time.
I think they should bring his Ranger Smith character in from the Yogi Bear movie and somehow.
Oh boy. Jeez. Well, what did you think about HR dying? And in chat, tell us what you think about it. Oh, Dezel says I like HR, best version of him so far. Okay, cool, thanks.
I prefer the Earth 2 version, like yourself.
I'm with you. They've all been great though, man. Like, because Tom Cavanaugh is just so good.
They all have good stuff to him.
But I feel sorry for poor Tracy Brand.
That is sad.
Her and HR, they seem to be made for each other, and poor Tracy, she's gonna become a spinster.
No. First off, I hope Tracy stays around because I really dig her. But hey, do you think maybe Harry and Tracy might start to develop something?
I think it's possible. I think it'd be a good opportunity for where Harry or Wells starts to find the softer side of him, that maybe she can help him bring out that side.
Right, because that's exactly what he needs. Right, he needs someone, I think, to love and to like soften him up a little bit.
Yeah, so that could work out really well.
And then Jesse could have like a fairly young stepmom, actually. Right?
Yeah, how old is she again? She's like grad school student or something.
I mean, Tracy's not supposed to be very old, right? I mean, what do you? Mid-20s, maybe.
Yeah, the actress looks just a touch older than that. But yeah,
the actress. I think the character's not supposed to be very old at all. Obviously, if she's in grad school.
This shouldn't be. So she'd be like her mid-20s at the most.
Hey, Jesse and her can go out and do some fun stuff together.
I think it's a great arc for HR because we started off with him being kind of a fraud in a way, and lying to him, and he's gone through all this spurts of growth as a character, and then he finally proves that he's not a coward and he sacrificed himself. I think it's a good arc for that character.
Mm-hmm. Kind of sad though.
It is sad, but if somebody had to die, I mean, it'd be worse if anybody else died. I think just about, except for Iris. To Jeff hates Iris.
I do not hate Iris. Stop saying that. I just. Actually, I'll talk about this. I actually think Iris was at her best in this episode. I really liked her a lot. I just feel that she's been the one character they haven't developed as well as the other ones. So I don't I've never been totally like, oh, I totally want Barry and Iris to get together. I'm like, it's fine, but I'm not like super invested in it, you know? In the chat, by the way.
She should have been on Supergirl. She could have ended the thing right away with a gun. Shot her in the back.
Right. In the chat, Lister's mate says he doesn't think Tracy is compatible with Harry. I'm all about Harry and Tracy now, by the way, though. Like that's gonna be my thing for the next season. I want to happen. Brad in the chat says, my only problem is that Flash writing needs to quit focusing on their Chekhov's gun right before they fire it. Everyone guessed it was HR because they showed the device and used it again too recently. And Racist says, good point, Brad. By the way, what is Chekhov's gun? Is that like some kind of story device thing? What does that mean? I've heard some.
Yeah, it's like showing like a gun, and then later on it ends up being used as a murder weapon. That different things, like the idea being that nothing's just a throwaway thing, that they're potential clues of things that could be used later, kind of deal.
Gotcha.
That makes sense.
We got like cool things in the chat. Brad tells us, thank you, Brad, for looking this up. Anne Dudek, who plays Tracy Brand, is actually 42, playing a mid-20s Tracy. Wow.
Yeah, I can actually believe that.
Yeah, I can definitely.
She looks fantastic.
She does. It's hard to buy that she's like in her mid-20s.
Not that I'm old at all. But yeah,
I wouldn't have thought she was 42 or whatever. I think
yeah, I had
her 30s maybe.
I had a peg around about 35.
And then I would have thought. Dezel says, I'd really like Jessie to become the lead Flash next season. Oh, dude, I'm so with you, man.
Yeah, where was she? Why was she not brought in for this big fight?
I know.
Kind of silly.
Because she's too busy on Earth 3, saving the day. Which now she doesn't have to be, because Jay's back, right? So they can bring her back, and they bring Harry back. I'm really happy.
Hope so.
Yeah, she didn't come back because Barry told her to stay put.
Well, she's
stop listening to Barry. What do you have to do? Everything Barry says?
And HR was there to encourage her not to, come back.
Oh, well.
In the chat, Carrie has a question. When HR went to get Iris, what happened that triggered Savitar's suit? He wants to know.
HR went to get Iris.
Is that when he was trying? Oh, he was trying to rescue her, right?
Yeah, the spike, the spike weapon that he used to guide him to the suit. I guess he got too close, and it pulled out of his hand and went back to the suit and repaired itself, and that's what drew their attention.
Oh, that makes sense. And that's how he found it.
Yeah, and they hinted at that. You saw the last scene. You saw HR in the previous episode. He glanced down at that weapon or that piece of the armor.
It made a little more sense for all of them if they could have found his lair that easily. Just all of them to go do that. So just HR.
Well, you can't let Flash know, because then he would know.
Oh, right. But just HR by himself? I don't know if that was the best plan.
No, but he felt really guilty about everything, and he gave away Iris's, location. So I can see why he wanted to do that.
Mm-hmm. So here's my favorite part of this episode. My favorite part was the fact that, and it was kind of like I think what you were somewhat predicting, Mark, so the idea of forgiveness, right? Very like you're having to switch yourself.
Yeah, they tried.
I like that. What?
They tried it.
Yeah. No, but I really like that. That's what that Barry reached out to him and says, like, come to Star Labs, let us help you. And what I love, and this is why I loved Iris in this episode, that like most of them were like, oh my God, what is he doing here? Fuck this guy. Let's, you're crazy. And Iris was actually went up to him, like, even though he just tried to kill her, right? He thought he did. And she was super kind and was like, yes, like, no, we're going to help you. Like that, like I loved Iris in this episode, like, because there's so much compassion and kindness, and her and Barry, like, that was the right thing to do. I like stories that focus on forgiveness and redemption. So that was fantastic. The only thing is I wish actually they played that whole thing out. Like I wish, but then they let it go. And like I never saw a real reason why he decided, then he just left and went back to his original plan. But it was just kind of like there was no reasoning behind it really. Right? They're all being nice, and then he was just like, I gotta go, see you later. And then he went back to his normal.
Well, I think he realized that Iris would never be his, so he'd always be it would go to the other Barry, and
I don't think that was
jealous of that.
I don't know.
The reminder that he's
better though.
Yeah, it could have been done better. I think that it would have been a very. The one reason I was skeptical of what I thought that would be a great way to beat him, but I also was skeptical because it's really, really hard to pull that off and be dramatic and still fun or actiony. And but if they could have tied it together with the fighting and then the forgiveness somehow and made that the ultimate way they won, rather than just having to beat him and shoot him, that would have been a way of beating Savitar.
Yeah. I agree.
You know, I think this needed. I think it needed another villain to come in at the 11th hour, and Savitar to sort of like give up his life while sort of like saving them from this other villain.
Who come in?
Well, I don't know. I'm just sort of like
somebody else.
I'm just saying it would have been might have been better story wise, and you know, for Savitar to have been able to redeem himself by actually saving them from something else that's come into the picture.
I would have been cool with that. I think that's great.
Yeah. I think, you know, in the middle of the fight, if he just said Martha, and he goes, that's my mom's name too.
you cannot get off of that. Wow. That's a Batman v Superman reference, folks. Mark's favorite part. In the chat, Brad says, Savitar was playing them. He never intended to let them talk him into becoming good. I actually disagree with that. I don't think he would have went there really anyway. I think when he was there talking to Barry and Iris, I actually think you could see it in his acting and stuff. I actually think he was considering like, maybe I don't have to do this path. Maybe there is a better way. So I actually think they were getting to him a little bit, at least.
I think they were too. It was starting to kind of work. You know, as he gets more memories, it was going to be more easier and easier to get him to that side. It just didn't happen fast enough, and oh well. And what is this Philosopher's Stone thing? Why can it do like everything? It is like Lex Luthor's bomb deal. It can just do anything.
Right.
It gives powers. It blows things up. It's everything.
I think the writers have just been reading too much Harry Potter.
Nice, yeah. They've been reading the original British versions. Philosopher's Stone, nice. In the chat, Dezel says dual redemption for both Barry and Savitar would have been great. All right, so he likes that idea as well. You know what? I also kind of wish, though, I like that. Well, I was actually surprised that Barry went into the suit. I'm not sure exactly how he did that, but I guess I buy it, right? I guess that's how
it was cool.
It was cool. I did like, though, that he could have killed him, but then he didn't, right? So he kept to his being honorable and his moral values. That was great. I kind of wish that they didn't kill him at all, though. Like, I wish they just, again, kind of by doing the moral choice, then he just kind of dissolved away, right? Because he didn't exist anymore because he made the right choice. Barry did.
Yeah, I think it would have been great if he beat him and then refused to kill him. And then Iris is like, we forgive you or whatever. And then he like started to like a little tear down. And as he's
and then you see him dissolve, right?
Yeah, and he goes, I'm sorry for what I did. And he realizes everything and then he fades away. That would have been a lot more dramatic.
Oh, that would have been epic, man. That would have been like the greatest scene ever. That's how you tell a story. I mean, look, they did a great job. They
still did a great job.
Yeah,
but that would have been the icing on the cake if they could have just done that. Oh, well.
They could have done Savitar, reaching his hand out dramatically saying, Barry, I'm your father.
That would have been weird. He goes, Barry, I failed this city.
I'm your mother.
In the chat, Carrie says the stone is part of the Speed Force, right? It's also the Deus Ex Machina. I guess sort of. Yeah,
kind of is. Yeah, it's some.
Yeah. What I want to know is how is Barry going to get out of the Speed Force next season, and how long will they keep him there?
So I have theories.
Before you get to that, in the chat, Carrie also asks, I don't want to get caught up in time mechanics, but when Savitar didn't kill Iris, why does time have to catch up with him to wipe him from existence? Why not die right away? Dezel says it's established in Legends that time has to try and catch up. What do you think they added that, guys?
I think he's being reincarnated as one of those velociraptors that we're seeing at the end of Legends of Tomorrow.
Great. I'm sure that's what happens.
It would be interesting to see him with Legends.
Who? Emo Berry?
No, Evil Berry, Savitar Berry.
Yes.
No. They all messed up again. No, I don't want to take good characters and make them terrible.
Well, it's Legends. I mean,
that's what I'm saying. They would ruin the character. That's what.
You've got to have Savitar singing Deo.
No, stop.
You can sing way better than that.
No, the singing's fine. It reminds me of that terrible scene that was so cringeworthy.
Oh yeah, Legends. That was actually pretty funny, but it just lasted way too long.
I couldn't watch
that.
I just was like, oh God, please make it stop.
Yeah, I was actually channel surfing the other night on the TV, and Sky One must have been repeating it because I switched it over and it was on that scene. At the mere moment I switched it over, it was on that scene. I thought, what's this? Is this some musical? And then I realized it was Legends.
Oh God! In the chat, Raisa says, "I hope he's in the Speed Force a few episodes at least." Brad says the Speed Force will probably let Barry go to deal with whatever his new threat is. Dezel says, "Leave Barry in the Speed Force. Jesse Quick is the new main character." And Brad says, "Yes, give us more Jesse." I would agree with that. I love Jesse. I want to see more Jesse. Unfortunately, I'm sure they're going to make Kid Flash the way Barry said, like it's your city now or whatever.
Yeah, but I've got a bit of a problem with Kid Flash thing. Now that Savitar's dead, and supposedly wiped out of time, how come Kid Flash has still got his powers? Because they came out of Savitar, didn't they? So how are they going to explain that one?
It's one of those time loop things, right? Like this is the thing. Like when you try to start understanding this stuff, it's like forget it. It just makes your head hurt.
Well, what it should do is it should change events, and they don't want to do it because then it makes episodes invalid, like they didn't happen. And that's pretty dangerous to do. Like if you watch Witchblade, that's what they did in season 2. Like they rebooted the whole thing because of a time deal, and the series got canceled. It was a total bomb. So I can see why they're worried about that. What they have to do is think ahead, whatever they're going to change, and then right around that. But oh well.
Mm-hmm. I've got an idea for the season 3 arc, and what it is you're going to get a load of orange men with really bad haircuts, coming into the series, and the Speed Force is going to have to let the Flash go to sort of take on these orange men with really bad haircuts.
What is this a reference to? I'm not getting it.
I think it's a political reference, but yeah.
All right, you lost me. I don't know again what you're talking about. I'm sorry.
that incredible overgrown Cheeto that you have for president over there.
Oh, that's right. So
I thought we were talking about Willy Wonka's guys. Oh,
you're saying Trump looks like orangish. Okay, I get it now. Kerry Johnson in the chat says, "Great point. Time loops suck arse." There you go. Raisa says, "Good point, Ian." Well, Ian made a good point. Oh my God, I don't know what it was, but all right, great.
What?
How
blame
did she
Flashpoint.
Did she spell ass with?
No, it was Kerry.
ARS?
Kerry said it. He said ARSE. That's right?
Is she British?
It's a guy. I don't think he is. Kerry, tell us. I think he's American. Well, I'm guessing. You can tell us. Kerry.
Wow, an American that can spell. That's amazing.
All right. What is this? What? You want to start making British jokes about your guys' teeth and stuff? I don't know. I don't know why people make fun of British teeth. Actually, I don't get that. But all right, you're not gonna tell me either, I guess. Okay.
So I have ideas of what might happen next season.
Okay, please share.
So what we saw that storm at the end. That's very similar to a storm they did in the comic books, a Speed Force or Speed Storm. And when it happened in the comic books, what it did was when the energy would hit people, it gave them speed powers, turned them into speedsters. So then suddenly there's a bunch of speedsters running around and chaos ensuing because of that.
We already got too many damn speedsters, I think, though.
We do. And they said that Big Bad wouldn't be a speedster, but he does get a partner who's a speedster out of that. would explain too why there's might be a disbalance in the Speed Force and why Barry would need to leave.
Who's his partner out of that?
I can't remember the
Cobalt
character's
Blue?
name. He would eventually become he'd eventually become an arch enemy guy.
Oh.
Called Godspeed.
Godspeed. Oh wow. All right.
Yeah.
Why does everybody want to be a god? Like Savitar would want to be a god.
No, they're obsessed with it, apparently.
How do you think Barry's going to be in the Get Out of the Speed Force right away? Be in it for a couple episodes or a few? What do you guys think? Are we going to just see like him in the Speed Force while we see other stuff going on in the present day?
That could be. I hope he's not in the real world for at least a couple episodes.
Yeah, I'm kind of hoping they'll keep it over a few episodes. I mean, talking to Savitar, by the way, did you guys know that Savitar is actually the Hindu god of speed? That's where they got the name from, the reference.
Nice. Actually, listeners
Hindu god of motion. Sorry.
Listeners made it said earlier in the chat that it's clear the writers like knew stuff about biblical and Egyptian and other stuff because he says like they make references to that kind of stuff like that. In the chat, by the way, Brad says, "Oh God, not more speedsters." Carrie says, "No more speedsters." Dazzles, "More speedsters." And then Dazzles also says, "Arrow, more archers."
But think about this, Jeff.
More people for Krypton and Supergirl.
If this is a speed storm, we might get Hot Pursuit.
Oh. See, here's the thing. I really just want Patty as Patty, though. Like, I don't think everybody needs to be a goddamn hero. However, if it means Patty comes back, I absolutely am 100% okay with her being Hot Pursuit.
See. So it might be good. But either way, I think it's a safe bet the Thinker will be a big bad next season. I would imagine. They dropped his name twice now. So
I just wish they'd bring. I wish they'd actually bring the Green Lantern into it and do the comic book where Green Lantern and
dude, you so want Green Lantern in this show.
I just saw one. I saw one. No. Sorry, talking about Arrow. I'm getting sidetracked. Wrong show, but I want to see.
I don't think you're ever going to see that in the show.
I'd love to see that.
Yeah, not anytime soon.
It was a great
in the chat. Carrie, Brad thinks Barry's going to be out of the Speed Force by the end of the first episode. But interesting, Carrie in the chat said the same time you were saying it, Marks. Of course, Patty could have been hit by speed lightning. Hot Pursuit reporting for duty.
See, there we go.
Yeah. Oh man, this might be the best season ever. We get Patty back. Maybe we get more like Jesse, Harry, and Tracy together. Oh boy, it's gonna be great. Season 4, man, best season ever.
Mm-hmm.
And it sounds like what's his name, DeVoe, the Thinker, maybe your big bad.
And Hot Pursuit actually
you're really
kills Iris.
You're like the Thinker there, don't you?
Well, they've said his name twice now. So Abracadabra said it. They said it again in this episode. So
is it kind of like the Calculator or something? Is he just like a really smart dude?
There's different versions of him, but like in general, he's uses technology to make his brain superhuman, and sometimes he's just super smart, but also other times he has psychic abilities. So, but he'd be very different than a speedster, at least.
I'm cool. I definitely like the idea of not speedster for this next season.
Yeah, for sure.
And
if they do Godspeed, that could be a good way to build up Godspeed to becoming a bad guy in the later season. So,
yeah,
I like really smart villains, like like kind of Chase, right? Was kind of cool on Arrow because he was so far ahead in his planning and he was thinking things through.
Well, wasn't it that magician that was on it? The magic
Abracadabra.
I'd love to see him back.
I liked him. He was cool.
I imagine him back.
If you bring him back, let's have Zatanna guest star.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, he might also make a good
for chicks in top hats. That's got to be nice,
He could also be a good villain for Legends at some point. Because he's a time traveler.
I don't want anybody to go to Legends because they're just going to be destroyed. Character-wise.
There's going to be a show. It's going to happen.
We're not heroes. We're legends.
Something.
You ever noticed to say it with jazz hands too, don't you? We're not heroes. We're legends.
I don't know if we talked about it. Did you guys like the whole thing though of him going into the Speed Force at the end? Like, because I didn't see that part coming. Actually,
I didn't either. It makes sense.
Yeah, I think it was a good conclusion. it was very heartfelt, too, like, because he's the one having to say goodbye instead of saying goodbye to Iris,
Yeah. It makes sense. They had mentioned before somebody needed to be in that spot. So
Yeah, and also Jay Garrett was released, so.
Which I like. I like seeing Jay back,
Yeah, somebody needs to protect his Earth,
Yeah, I want to see
Trickster run around.
I want to see a 6-episode arc with Jay Garrett on Earth. Is it Earth 3 where he's from?
Earth 3.
Yeah, I want to see a 6-episode arc set on Earth 3 with Jay Garrett.
I don't think you're going to see that, but I'm all for seeing more stuff with Jay Garrick.
Yeah. Yeah, Barry said goodbye to everybody but Jay. I don't think he said anything to Jay.
Well, because they're running out of time in the episode.
Nah, he's probably thinking, you bastard, I've got to go in this Speed Force now because, you had to leave, didn't you? So I got to go in there and give up my romantic relationship with Iris and,
No, I don't think so. He was very. The way it was presented with his mother, it actually doesn't seem like it's gonna be a hell, really, right? It looked like it might be a nice time for him.
No, I think it's gonna be a nice place.
So actually, that might be the problem, right? Like they've done this at other shows. He's with his parents, so he may actually have a problem where he doesn't want to leave.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think maybe the Thinker will be too much for them to handle, and he'll have to leave.
Maybe one of them goes into the Speed Force to try to. Well, because that's kind of like how he got Wally out or something, right?
What's that?
Maybe one of them will go in like he did for Wally. He'll try to get him out of the Speed Force, but he doesn't want to leave or something.
He could, yeah. Hard to say.
It'll probably be like his perfect world with his parents, right? That they never died.
Sounds like it, yeah.
Yeah, the Thinker's superpower is brain farts, right?
Yep, that's it. Let's see. Listener's Mate says HR might come back. I don't think so, right? I think he's dead.
Pretty sure he's dead,
but yeah.
I mean, another Wells might come back.
Raisa says, tune in tomorrow on Sci-Fi Pulse for her. What is it? Sorry, what's she doing, Ian? She's doing
she's got a great article coming up. It's kind of like her wish list for the DC shows.
Oh, for next seasons?
But yeah, and it's going to be live tomorrow on Sci-Fi Pulse.
Which is Ian's site. Go check that out tomorrow. Race always has awesome. She actually sends us like all this information every week. She's great. She knows way more about us than all this stuff. So
yeah, she's a virtual encyclopedia.
Yes, so thank you. All right, we cover everything on Flash. Anything else we got to talk about? I'm pretty excited for next season now, though. After we talked about it.
Yeah, I think so. I thought they took out the Black Flash a little too easy.
Oh, wait. Oh, Caitlin, right? Basically, just froze him.
Froze him, yeah. I thought that was a little lame.
We didn't talk about Caitlin.
We didn't.
What did you guys think about her? About her, like, kind of. So she's kind of good, right? But she still has her powers.
It's kind of weird.
I like that.
You like it?
And I like the fact that she didn't take the easy route. She didn't take the cure. And I kind of think it's gonna set things up, make things more interesting with her next season.
Her character could be a lot more interesting, yeah. It'd be more of an anti-hero kind of character.
Yeah, I wanted her kind of like be a vigilante or anti-hero, but I wanted her to still be a little more like, just the way she looked as Killer Frost with the white hair and like the whole like the lips and everything was just so awesome. So I was like, I don't know, like I think it's so like distinctive look. I kind of already miss it when she went back to like the normal hair and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It'd be weird. It's kind of weird they gave her a choice. I've been like, no, you're maybe cured. You're not thinking straight, but well, whatever. Guess they're giving her a chance.
Well, I think they're setting up some kind of, obviously, I think, arc with her for next season.
Yeah. Maybe they're also going to do a bit of product placement with her as well and have her holding Frosties.
Of course.
You say?
She'll advertise the new flavor of Dairy Queen Blizzard every week.
Oh. Well, they did the Guardians of the Galaxy stuff, right? They should do some DC Blizzard stuff too now.
Right? Yeah.
Killer Frost is a perfect tie-in.
Yeah, Killer Frosties.
Dude, I'd buy that and have Killer Frost's picture on there. That'd be great.
Guaranteed to give you a brain freeze.
Carrie says, my only gripe with the episode was they didn't rush HR to the hospital. Well, obviously, I guess Barry could have gotten him there in a second, right?
That's true.
But I guess the idea was he was like about to die, right? So
That's true. Could have tried to save him. He was talking. Still
but it was
alive.
more important too. He had to tell him what to tell Cisco. That was more important than trying to save his life.
Let me do this exposition dump of how this happened on you.
Right.
I thought the splinter idea was kind of weird. A little
Splinter?
funky.
What's the splinter idea?
The quantum splinter thing. Modifying the bazooka.
Oh, I don't. Tell me what. I'm forgetting.
He had Cisco. He was trying to get Cisco to rebuild this speed bazooka into an interdimensional quantum splicer, so it created fragments of him throughout the
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah,
That seemed like
it's illogical as well because he was dying, right? Because of what? Because Barry had changed events, and with help of HR, Savitar was essentially dying. So surely, if he'd succeeded with this plan of splintering himself off into all these different timelines, all those Savitar splinters would be gradually dying as well.
I don't know. When they all be linked into one consciousness, it was a bit of a stretch out of nowhere.
Mm. Carrie in the chat says Caitlin will be a great frenemy addition to the Rogues Gallery. I can see that.
Yeah, it's a good change for a character. Her character's always been a nice, trustworthy character, but she's kind of she doesn't really have flaws or a lot of depth to her character in some ways, and this gives her more, I think.
Yeah, it's not like it's also he also plays in if they bring Julian Albert back next series.
I hope not.
You're not
I think they will.
Well, here's the thing. I couldn't stand him in the beginning. Obviously, when he stopped being such a dick, he's palatable now, I guess. I'm still not a huge fan of his character. I like what's his fucking name? I can't believe I'm forgetting it. I've actually met him.
Tom Felton.
Tom Felton. Yeah, he's doing a great job. But I don't know. Again, just because he was so arrogant and a dick at the beginning, like he's always gonna be like, just get him out of here.
Maybe he'll get hit by speed lightning and become Hot Pursuit.
Stop. You've got to be excited about Patty now, though. But she's probably not going to come back, and I'm going to be really mad, Marks.
Okay, writers, we told you we want Patty back.
Patty Spivot. Bring back Patty Spivot.
Storm, it's all there. Make it happen.
A new villain will come into next year, and he'll be called Captain Slow.
Jesus. Wait, they had a guy named the Turtle, right?
Yeah, they're the Turtle.
Who could slow down all time around him. All right, ready to do some ratings?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So we do this out of 5 lightning bolts. So Ian, what do you give this episode, the finale of Flash?
I'm going to give it a 4.5.
I will also give it 4.5 lightning bolts. I thought it was a very good season finale. And Marks?
I will also give it 4.5.
Oh, look at that. Across the board. You can let us know in the chat, folks, what you give us. But we all really liked it, obviously. All right. Hey, there we go. So Supergirl, Flash. We got Arrow as our last show to talk about. Before we do that, let me do some quick news. So the Super Geeked Up is another show I've been doing for quite a few years now. Marks and Ian have actually both been on it, right, guys? Both been guests on the show, yeah. So that's a show where we talk. Some of you in the chat, of course, watching. Thank you so much. We do fun, geeky discussions. We also do a lot of geek-themed improv games. Have you ever seen Whose Line Is It Anyway? We kind of do a geeky version of that to an extent. It's all about having fun. We have guests on. We have a lot of fun. And our season 6 premiere will be July 26th. That will be a Wednesday, 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific. It'll actually be the week after San Diego Comic-Con. So when we get back from that, we'll kick that off. Cool. And then we'll do like at least another 10 episodes like we did for this season we just wrapped up in the winter. And we're going to at least one of the episodes, we're going to do like an all stunt woman show. And we'll actually have some people who've done stunts on like these shows like Arrow and Flash and also movies like Suicide Squad and some other like War of the Planet of the Apes. So some really awesome stunt women will be. So that'll be fun. Mark, that'll right up your alley there.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, but we'll have a lot of cool stuff as always, and a lot of fun. And of course, have you guys participating in the chats, and we'll also, of course, have our Patreon show, which we have Patreon supporters at a certain level. They get to come on and geek out with us. You can also come on this show, by the way, folks. I don't know if we've ever mentioned that actually, but that'll be one of the Patreon things too for next season. If you ever want to come on and chat with us on these shows, you can go to supergeekedup.com. It's right on the homepage. I'll link that, or patreon.com/supergeekedup. And there's all different levels, things that you can support us at, and there's all different perks. And obviously, anybody who's supporting us, thank you so much. And if you would do so in the future, that's awesome as well. One of the news in a second, but let me do here in the chat. Ratings range from 4.5 to 4.95. So the 4.95 was from listeners made. He says if they didn't kill off HR, it would have been a 5, I guess. Right. But it looks like everybody liked it just like we did. Yes, it was a very good episode. Other piece of news is so I got news from San Diego Comic-Con, and once again, like last year, I'll be doing Super Geeked Up live there. We're doing a panel officially at San Diego Comic-Con. And we're also doing, for the second year in a row, a Dungeons and Dragons role-playing game panel. It went really well last year. So we do 2 panels this year at San Diego Comic-Con. I cannot, unfortunately, tell you right now the date, time, or any of that stuff. They don't want anybody to do that until they release their official schedule, which is 2 weeks before the con. So I'll let you know that. But we're definitely going to do it there. And as it gets closer, we'll post all the time, date, and locations. Is that an arrow shooting you're doing? What are you doing, Mark?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's my Ranger character.
Oh, right. Yes, Mark plays a Ranger every game.
Or Green Arrow, whatever.
Yeah, or Green Arrow. So I'm super excited about that. Always have a blast at San Diego Comic-Con. It'll be my 5th straight year there, actually. And hopefully Mark's will be able to join us on that D&D panel as well. And we're also talking to them about possibly in the gaming area, maybe leading some different games that we do and showing some people how to play, all that good stuff.
I'll game judge Call of Cthulhu and see how many people go to mental hospital.
Stop it. No, see, there's... Right, just you're not talking to them. I'll talk to them. But anyway, so yes, we're very excited about that. If anybody's going to San Diego Comic-Con, let us know. We would love to see you at the panel. They'd just love to hang out and play some games with you, or just say hi, all that good stuff.
God, I wish we could get to a San Diego Comic-Con, but the airfare be a stretch, and then do the $800 a night hotels.
They're not that bad. I stayed in a hotel last year. All right, they're like a couple hundred a night. All right, so let's see. That's it. Let's go to Arrow, our last show. The season finale of Arrow is called. Well, first off,
Lian
it is the Yes, Lian Yu. Thank you, sir. It is the 23rd episode of season 5. It is written by Wendy Miracle and Mark Guggenheim, directed by Jesse Warren. And guess what, guys? When I was looking up this information on IMDb, this episode has a 9.9 rating. I've never seen anything on IMDb get that high of a rating. So people, obviously on IMDb at least, love this episode. For good reason, because I actually think it was pretty damn epic, which we'll get into. But let me do a quick summary. So Oliver, first off, basically everyone he knows, his entire team, and Thea and everybody has been kidnapped by Chase and taken to Lian Yu, the island. And so he goes with Nyssa and Malcolm Merlin. They fly to Lian Yu. He basically frees Slade and Captain Boomerang to get their help. And so they're on the island, and they come across, they find some of his crew in cages. And help me out, guys, but I think it was Felicity, Curtis, Thea, and was it No. Was that it? Was it just those 3? Is anybody else in the cage? The mom. His son's, the mother of his son.
Yeah.
Who else was there? Yeah. So they find them. Then Talia and Artemis, is that her name?
Yeah.
Yeah. Talia and Artemis and some of their guys show up. But then Nyssa and Merlin show up. So blah blah blah. There's some kind of talking stuff. Whatever. Anyway, after all that stuff happens, Talia throws a smoke bomb. They disappear. They throw Artemis in the cage. They lock her up. They free Felicity and company. And then Oliver wants Felicity and Curtis and Thea and Malcolm to all go head to the coast and try to get this plane working so they can get the hell out of there. And so they go off to do that while Nyssa and Slade go off to this temple type thing on the island where they think Chase has has all their other people for the Team Arrow. So while Thea and the company are going back, she unfortunately steps on the landmine. That's bad news. But then Malcolm takes her place, pushes her off it, and he basically sacrifices his life, is what it seems like happens, to save Thea. And the rest of them make it to the coast. They discover, they're trying to fix the plane, I think, but also they discover the whole island there's been bombs placed by Chase across the entire island, like a ridiculous number of bombs. I actually have no idea how he would ever place that many bombs, but
he spent a year just doing that.
Actually, I would believe that, to be honest with you. He was so nuts and obsessed with Oliver. Anyway, all right, so Slade and Nyssa and Oliver go to the temple. Boomerang, by the way, is already changed sides. He got paid off by them, and he's betrayed them already at this point. Slade pretends to portray them and hand Oliver over, but we find out that was part of their plan because Oliver wanted to be captured, so he gets put with all the rest, like Black Canary, Quentin, and Wild Dog, where he hands Dinah a little sonic device thing that Curtis made that can help her enhance, I think, and control her sonic stream. So she uses that. She breaks him out. And then we get to have the most epic fight scene, at least I feel, basically, ever. It's so Talia versus Nyssa, Black Canary versus Black Siren, Slade versus every fucking person there. It's a huge fight scene. Everybody's going nuts and fighting each other. And when it's all said and done, they basically have won, and they defeated Chase. And Chase was really goading Oliver into killing him. He even says he killed his son. Oliver doesn't really believe him. He says that's not the person I am anymore. He chooses not to kill Chase. Chase gets away, though, and while Oliver tells the rest of them to basically get to the plane, they find that that's been all sabotaged. So he's going and Chase is trying to get away in a boat. Oliver dives onto it. Chase has his son there. Oliver shoots him in the foot and saves his son. But then Chase has like a dead man switch or something rigged to him, so if he dies, the whole island's going to blow up. And he shoots himself, killing himself. And then the last scene is seeing the entire island basically blown to smithereens. And Oliver believes everybody else he loves and cares about outside of his son is on that island right now. And that's where the episode ends. That's a cliffhanger.
Mm-hmm. And that's
flashback. I'm sorry. The flashback was all about Oliver Kovar, right? Is that the dude's Dolph Lundgren's character's name?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Him fighting Kovar and his men. He defeats them, and then he does make it onto the fishing boat and gets off the island. And he calls his mom, and so we get to see a flashback with Moira Queen realizing that her son is still alive and that he's coming home. That's it.
It was nice to see her again.
Dude, I was so happy to see Moira again. Like, it actually hit me more than I thought. I was like, wow, that was actually really poignant. I really like seeing her again.
Yeah, so like, I'm just wondering, why is Arrow's mom the ball queen? It just doesn't make sense to me.
Why is she a queen?
Yeah, well, she played the ball queen, didn't she, Susanna Thompson?
She played the board queen?
Yeah,
I don't think so.
in Star Trek
No,
Voyager.
no, not in the movie. No, she didn't. That was somebody else.
No, in Voyager, in Star Trek Voyager. It was
her. Really? Did she?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
Yeah, she did a stint as a ball queen, and then they got Alex Krieger to reprise the role in the series finale, I think.
Huh.
In the chat, Race says Moira was awesome. I agree. And let's see. Gary Johnson says he would give this episode a 10 if Felicity, or maybe next season, is ghosted, which I think means killed off. Which I've actually said I'm okay with that too. I think I heard of Felicity. Denzel says, as an Australian, Captain Boomerang is super problematic. Okay, well, let us know, Denzel. Since we're not Australians, I would like to hear that. That's what the actress from Spartacus.
I really like the return of Slade and Arrow's little Suicide Squad. So
yeah, I
really think they're missing out on an opportunity of like a Suicide Squad TV show.
I really enjoyed the song, like the fact that Slade made out that he was betraying Oliver, but he really wasn't. It was part of the plan. But
I figured it was an
kind
act.
of, you kind of sort of like you're thinking, is this an act or is he really portraying? And it was just sort of like I just liked the way that was done.
Oh, Carrie says, yeah, she filled in. Susanna Thompson filled in for Alice. I forget her last name, but when she wasn't available to play the Borg Queen, I guess that's interesting.
Yep.
Cool. Dude, I cannot tell you how much I love Slade. First of all, I've always loved Slade. Manu Bennett is awesome. He always like brings gravitas, I think, to every role he plays.
And that gravelly voice. He's got a very distinctive
so good.
voice.
He's a super cool guy in person. I actually got to do a fun interview with him. You can see on our site, our YouTube channel. This is back when he was like on, I think, second season of Arrow or so, or first, second season, something like that.
Cool.
But he was great. I was so happy to see like the Mercury he said ran out of his system, so he was back to being like sane Slade, and just hear him like call Oliver Kid. I was like, oh yeah, man, this is when Arrow was so awesome when it was Slade in it, and dude, how kick-ass was he? He was just like freaking kicking ass, slicing people up and down.
It was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I hope we see more Slade after this.
I would so want him next season to still be in it.
I can kind of see Slade trying to take Artemis or Evelyn or whatever and trying to rehabilitate her or something.
Oh, just get rid of her. Just get rid of her.
I know, but I feel like they probably would do that. Her character's been totally wasted this whole season, and she's kind of weird, but whatever. But I can see them trying.
Dazzle says both Oliver and Slade being redeemed on Lian Yu was great. I agree.
Yeah,
and I'd like to say that my ideas for the season finale were pretty close, except I thought they were going to nuke the island, but that's
Well, it's pretty close. Not too far away from what they did, right?
Yeah, they just barbecued the island.
Yeah, so there's so many bombs.
There were. So I actually think like there's been some really good fights on Arrow fight scenes, but I actually think the final fight things may have been the best fight stuff they've ever done in the show. Like I really thought it was just awesome and epic, particularly like just from a filmmaker standpoint. Like in the group stuff, they would do this thing right where the camera would be on one people, right, and then it kept moving, right. And as the camera kept moving all around in one shot, like it would move to each like section of person, and like it was just really well done. I think cinematically, it was so awesome. And it's not easy to do that shit, folks. Like it's not easy to do any fight scene and to orchestrate that where you have that many people in one camera shot doing stuff. That's hard. Yeah. The Black, I think actually Dinah and Black Siren was my favorite fight. Like that was hardcore. Like they were going at it. The only thing so the fights were amazing. Slade was amazing. The only thing I was disappointed is the one I wanted so badly, the Talia Nissa one. I was really underwhelmed by. It was too short, and Talia got defeated way too easily.
Yeah. Well, maybe she'll return.
I hope so, because they got to do more Talia, man. Like she's so good.
And can I just say these smoke bomb things should not be teleporting devices. They're getting a little crazy. They're like, I'm stuck in
teleporting.
I'm stuck in a field. I'm surrounded, and there's no trees around me, but I can like poof and suddenly disappear. It's like, what's going on here?
They're so quick, man. You don't know where they went.
I'm just saying.
At the end of the show tonight, I'm going to throw a smoke bomb and I'm going to just disappear. I want to do that one episode. See what you guys think.
Yeah, I'm surprised you haven't got a green screen back there and all the raptors dancing, a raptor jazz band in the background.
Well, that would be interesting. Oh, Carrie says, did Nista snap Talia's neck? No, she just like brought her knee up to her face to knock her out is what I interpreted that, right?
Yeah, she's not dead. No, she got blown up. My theory of what happens to them is that because they can see all the bombs, that they find a spot where there aren't very many bombs. Maybe the Argus bunker, perhaps. I don't know.
I think it's got to be the Argus bunker. They mentioned that. That's the only place that's safe, I think.
I would think it'd be pretty hard to plant bombs right next to it, and maybe they were able to get there soon enough to save themselves. Because we know they're not all dead.
They were two separate groups, though, weren't they? Because weren't they on separate parts of the island? Because the ones that Oliver rescued, and then there was Felicity, and the others are now on a different part of the island.
I thought they were all together at the end. They all met up at the plane, didn't they?
I'm gonna have to watch it again now.
The whole team was at the plane. Carrie makes a point about like Artemis was still in the cage. That's true. I wonder if Artemis may be dead actually.
Oh boy, it's so sad. They butchered that character was ruined this season.
It could have been cool. She could have been cool though.
She could have been cool. They just did not handle her character.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Carrie's actually saying the Artemis led them to the bunker. I bet. Oh, so maybe they freed her and then she led them to the bunker, so they all survive. Is what his theory is. That's possible.
Possible.
Yeah, but I want.
But I actually don't. I don't think probably any of the team is dead, which is why like it seems like it's a really cool cliffhanger. But unfortunately, with all these cliffhangers, like they're not really going to kill these characters off, so it's like it's not really that much of a mystery. We're like, oh, what's going to happen?
No, it's pretty unlikely unless we know everybody's coming back. I guess we don't know for sure about Lance. It would be kind of sucky to have him die, especially with Black Canary.
Siren. With Black Siren, you got to have Lance it.
Yeah, too much would be missing there. And then Slade, can't die like that. He's got to be around. At least possibly as a recurring character. He's one of the best. He's the best villain that's ever appeared on Arrow. I mean, Prometheus was great, but he's dead now. So Slade's got a lot of layers. So, and Merlin's probably dead until he decides to come back because the actor said something.
I think Merlin's dead.
See, that's interesting. Now. I saw Raisa sent us the tweets from John Barrowman, I think, thanking all the fans for 5 years or something. I was surprised that I assumed the way they shot it was so off camera in the distance that it was just like, obviously he escaped somehow. He's alive.
Well, I think they're hoping that at some point he'll come back. And so
did John Barrowman actually just want to, is that why? Did he just not want to do it anymore? Is that why?
Yeah, I think he wants to move on to other stuff,
they left it though, so he can come back.
British actors don't like commitment. They're afraid of commitment. Aren't they, Ian?
That's not true. He's awesome. Yeah. I love Barrowman.
Yeah, I think Christopher Eccleston doesn't like commitment. Barrowman's actually done well to commit for 5 years.
All right, so obviously they left it in a way though where he can do a guest episode if he wants in the future.
Yeah, if they ever want to bring him back, but he's not going to be back next year for sure.
Okay.
It's possible he'll never be back, and if he never wants to return, but it's open. It's impossible.
Gotcha. That's too bad. Merlin was great,
but he had run his course a little bit. He turned in. He's not really a big villain anymore. He's more of a. I don't know what he is anymore.
He's kind of an anti-hero now.
At least he got to go out saving his daughter's life. That was the right way to do it.
Yeah, and possibly taking out Captain Boomerang with him, which is kind of unfortunate because I like that actor. But
yeah, I've actually interviewed him.
Oh, nice, cool. Yeah, he's really good on Spartacus too.
Yeah, he's great on Spartacus.
Interviewed him twice.
Mm-hmm. So I liked again. It's kind of with the Flash too, but that Oliver made the choice not to kill him, right? So he made the choice to be the better person that he wants to be. So that was cool, and that he didn't do what Chase wanted him to do. I also like that when he was holding Chase was holding the sun. Like for those kind of situations, I'm always like, he's such an expert archer. He could just take Chase out. Although he couldn't kill him because of the switch. But I actually like though that he pretended he was not, and he shot him in the foot, and like it was a good way to save his son, but not kill him. That was cool.
Yeah. Yeah, Prometheus played out as a good villain, and Arrow did a good job. His relationship with his son, I don't really completely buy because we just haven't seen very much with him with his son. But maybe we'll see more of that now. And
I hope we do because it's sort of like he was kind of in it for about 5 minutes a couple of years ago, and then all of a sudden they bring him back up again. They kind of need to establish that relationship.
Oh, do you think they'll have the mom died in the explosion, and then now Oliver has to raise the son on his own?
That'd be a way to do it.
Good idea.
I'm just not sure that I don't really. There's something about that kid that I don't quite buy. I don't know if it's his acting or just because he didn't have much material or what. I'm worried that he might not be able to perform full time.
Well, did you say one point or something? We could just do a thing where somehow it's in the timeline he's actually like a teenager now or something.
Oh yeah. Well, that's gonna happen at some point. I'm sure he'll flash forward.
No, he'll be a 20-year-old next season. He'll become
the new Roy.
He'll be Connor Hawke, right? Is it Connor Hawke? Is that the name? His son in the comic books?
Oh, does he have a son in the comics? Oh, he does, right?
He'll be Street Hawk.
I think it was him and Shadow's son, right? In the comic books.
Oh, he has a son
never
with
knew about
Shadow?
him.
Or I didn't know that.
I think that's who the mom is, and he never knew about him until he's already grown up. Am I right, Ian?
Mm-hmm.
So who knows what they'll do? Only thing that kind of bugged me, besides the teleporting smoke bombs, is the flashbacks. Like I knew why they had to do them, and there was a couple moments that were good in there, but it did hurt the momentum. I really hope that means we're done now with the flashbacks. A few episodes here and there, like what they did with Wild Dog, but it kills the momentum. Like that episode was like, yeah, it's great. What's gonna happen next? Oh, flashback to a 1 minute scene with Korvac or whatever. And
well, I've been ready for them to stop the flashbacks for a long time. I was okay with this one though because I knew they had to do like one final one to tie everything up in that thing. But also they were so short. I felt that they got back to the main present day so quickly. I was okay with it, and I really like the Moira stuff. Like that was touching. So
it was, yeah.
But I agree. I think now that they've done all that, we don't need any flashbacks anymore. Like we've completed that.
I think they should just do flash forwards from now on.
No more flashes. This isn't Lost. We don't need to get that carried away. Flash to their afterlife and or alternate realities. And
they'll have an ongoing arc next year, and they'll be flashing every event 5 minutes forward.
They just leave the Flash in the Flash. And Flash Girl.
Yes, that's what you said. Right. In the chat, Carrie says, "Don't bring William onto the show. He'll become like Cousin Oliver was to the Brady Bunch." Interesting. Yeah, I'm not saying necessarily. I don't know. I mean, I could totally see them doing that thing with a story though, where Oliver has to raise him. But it's tough when you're bringing like kids like that. Like, is the character going to work or not? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Go either way.
Let's see what else. So, I mean, obviously though, what they hit even more. So I guess the thing I'm really not obviously looking forward to is Olicity resuming, which again they hinted more at in this episode, right?
Yeah, I mean,
like it really seems like it's going to happen now.
What's that? Sorry.
Like I said, it really seems like Olicity is definitely going to happen next season. They just keep hinting at it.
God,
it does.
Just kill her.
Hashtag Nolicity, folks, on Twitter, please. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to that.
I'd rather him get together with Diana Drake.
Yeah, I think we all want that, right? March
that makes sense.
I think Mark might be frozen, but I know we've all said Dinah and him, I think, are the way to go. I agree, Ian.
I don't see it happening, though. They don't seem to be going that direction.
No, they should, but they're not.
They should. See, and that's a powerful woman that we don't have to be told is powerful every time.
Right. We've actually we don't know much about Dinah at all, and we all still think she's awesome, and she hasn't even been given that much to do.
No. And I could believe her maybe even beating Arrow with her powers and her experience and stuff, and I don't have to be like...
I think Dinah could actually also beat Superman.
Well, I don't know about that.
And Superman wouldn't need to actually say to her that he was at his full strength. She'd just know.
Yeah, Dinah's great. I definitely hope they do a lot more with her character. It was
nice
they
do too.
So Quentin, though, in this episode, Quentin said she's the Black Canary, right? So I was like him, I guess, right, fully accepting her taking on the mantle of Laurel. And then he really enjoyed knocking out Black Siren.
She could have been the Gray Canary, right? You got a White Canary, you got a Black Canary.
No. It's just silly.
The Red Canary? I don't know.
Red Canary is a cool name. Actually, that's a cool name.
Yeah.
The Grey Canary, that'd be like Gandalf the Grey, wouldn't it?
Right. But he's not.
None shall pass.
You shall not pass.
Listeners may asks in the chat, what was the tension about with Thea and Felicity in this episode? I didn't actually sense any tension with them. Did you guys? Thea and Felicity?
I don't think so.
We're not going to have a Felicity relationship happening, are we?
Oh.
A Thea who?
A Felicity.
Oh, no. I hope Thea comes back more next season. She's in it more, I hope.
Yeah, I don't know what's happened to her this season. She's not been in it.
Yeah, they didn't.
half as much
That was
as
just
she
not
was.
good.
Yeah, it didn't make any sense.
I liked this episode, like the last two, that she was in a lot. That was great.
Yeah, I want her back as a Red Arrow.
Yeah. But they get I can see it why it's the ensemble cast. They're just getting like cast bloat. You get so many characters involved, it gets hard to juggle them all.
So in the chat, Carrie says the writers directors are married to Olicity. Unfortunately, if they kill that ship, every female fan will riot. Hashtag Nolicity.
I think the only way you're going to end it at this point is if she dies somehow, tragically. I think they'll accept him moving on with someone else otherwise.
I think someone should actually mind control Oliver and have him shoot Olicity.
Wait, shoot Olicity, shoot himself, the relationship? How does he do that?
You mean Felicity and Olicity?
No, Oliver should be the one who kills her. That'd be terrible.
That would be tragic.
But here's the thing. Wasn't it, I'm trying to think, beginning of season 4, right, is when they were together, but then they kind of like fell apart right, last season?
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't most of last season they weren't really together, I remember?
No, I think they were together
Or half?
the start of last season.
Okay.
And they kind of broke up after she had the accident.
After the chip, she could walk away. That's how she walked.
And they weren't together at all this season. So there's been enough time where they haven't been together. But you think just people really?
Well, and she dated somebody else who died, and I don't know. He dated somebody else we hated. Susan just didn't make any sense, but I don't know. I never really saw those two together. They're very different personalities. Just me.
No, it was funny when it was all like that awkward flirting type stuff. That was funny, but I didn't really go beyond that.
Maybe they'll kill her.
Maybe Helix will kill her.
Who?
Helix? Yeah. Oh, well, I don't think so. Helix still likes her, right? It sounds like.
Yeah, maybe someone will take over Helix that didn't like her, and because she knows too much about them, they'll kill her.
Mm-hmm. Well, any ideas about villain next season? Something about Vigilante? Something about maybe that dude at Helix they freed that we didn't see the identity of?
I would suspect Helix, maybe. Unless that's the Thinker. That'd be funny if that's DeVoe and he goes over to Flash.
That would be interesting.
That might be an awesome season arc idea if they have the Flash and Arrow dealing with one villain.
They probably won't do that though.
It'd be probably too complicated to do, but if for a full 23 episode sort of thing. But
yeah, it'd be pretty rough.
You guys, go ahead, Mark. Sorry.
Sorry, go ahead.
I said, do you guys think anybody? I think the mom, William's mom, is probably very likely going to be dead. Anybody else you think, or is everybody else going to survive?
I think if anybody dies, it'll probably be her.
Yeah, I mean, they could kill Mad Dog off and play on
Wild Dog.
Of him.
No, because they got to resolve. They got to resolve the thing with his daughter.
Yeah.
Well, and he's
on the tragedy of him never actually having resolved the thing with his daughter.
He signed on as a regular. Him and Black Canary. Next season.
Okay,
so they're coming back.
They can't kill Diggle.
No, Diggle rocks.
Because Diggle is kind of like the sane person out of a lot of them.
Could kill Curtis, maybe.
I don't think. No, come on.
Hope not.
I don't think so. I don't know. Curtis is cool.
He's cool.
Yeah, but the thing is, if you kill Curtis, his balls will survive.
Well, of course.
His balls will
In the chat, Lister's mate says, my 17-year-old nephew says the villain for next season is the Thinker. Interesting. All right, so he thinks the Thinker will be, I guess, an Arrow. Well, I guess we'll probably see the Thinker somewhere, right? Sounds like.
Yeah. I would imagine. You don't usually tease. That's Chekhov's gun right there.
Anything else to talk about with the season finale of Arrow?
Nope. I think it was pretty darn good.
I
it was
really
epic.
enjoyed it.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed it. And when we got the iron blowing up at the end, I thought, holy shit. They've really gone to town on this.
yeah, man, it was good. I mean, again, it had like some of my favorite recurring characters, like Slade and Nyssa. They're just, and Merlin. Just like everybody was there. It was like everybody you wanted to see was there.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
They could only made it better if like Roy suddenly popped in and helped out.
Yeah.
I mean, otherwise, you got about
Huntress was there.
Or Huntress would have been awesome. Or Ragman. I'm kind of surprised maybe he didn't make a return appearance in the end.
Yeah, what
That's
happened
right.
to him? Because he's not been in it a while.
His rags lost their power.
Yeah,
Oh,
I could
activated
have.
some nuclear thing, right?
I would have so thought that he would got his powers back by the end of it.
Yeah,
the season.
I thought so
Pop
too.
back in.
I didn't think they were just going to drop him for good.
Yeah,
And
it's
maybe he'll
kinda
return
weird.
next season, but I don't know.
What was the name of that
Maybe.
character that was in with that was involved with the Black Canary initially when it was Sarah Lance? That song like emo girl. Original Sin.
Oh, Sin.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
She was with Roy. She was
Yeah,
with Roy.
I'm surprised I didn't bring her back. Somehow.
yeah. I wish they would bring her back at some point.
Yeah.
She becomes a vigilante in the comic books.
In the chat, Raisa says, "Yeah, where's Ragman? It's her favorite new character." She also says the season was uneven. The finale was great. She gives it 4.5. We're gonna give her a ratings in a minute here, but she really enjoyed it.
Mm.
Carrie says, based on Willa Holland's reduced episodes this season, Thea may die and not be in next season. What else does the character have left to do? I hope not, man. I hope she
She
doesn't
could die. It'd be sucky way for her to die, but it seems like they've been, using her less. So
I hope not though. But I mean, Oliver's finally kind of got to the place he needs to be, right? And then to have his sister die, oh, that'd be terrible.
Yeah, I'd rather
although I have to say
Felicity
that
die.
it would kind of negate Merlin's sacrifice though if she died.
Yes, that's true. You're right. It would. I don't think she's gonna die. Carrie gives it a 4.7. By the way, he really enjoyed it. Listener's Mate says, I'm pretty sure that about 80% of the episode was shot in the forest in Vancouver. I could tell because they look like the same outdoor scenes of Stargate SG-1.
Yeah, and the skies were kind of overcast. The sky was kind of overcast.
Yeah. Well, I mean, obviously the show in Vancouver, so it certainly makes sense.
They need to make the sky different.
I guess any of the Lian scenes, right, were probably filmed. Obviously the same.
They could
Probably
shoot
so.
it in Manchester, but we don't have that much forestry here in Manchester. It's mostly buildings. But our skies are overcast too, but it's a different sky.
In the chat, Listener's Mate says, no, don't kill off Thea. All right, yes, I'm with you, sir. I want more Thea.
Yeah, get rid of Felicity.
Yeah. I'm okay with that. I don't think they're obviously not going to.
Well, I think they should because, it's a perfect opportunity. She can go up in smoke.
Oh, boy. It's like a Mark's. Wait, you give Mark's a hard time with those puns. Man, you admit that was a terrible pun. All right.
Smoking!
We're going to do our ratings.
Fell this joke, Ian.
All right, we're going to do our ratings.
Alrighty.
All right, these are out of 5 boxing glove arrows, folks. Ian, what do you give it?
Give it a 4.
All right, 4 boxing glove arrows, Marks.
I'm gonna give it a 4.75.
Oh my God, this is the first time you've ever done a quarter type rating like that.
I know, right?
All right, well, I will actually give it 5 boxing glove arrows. It's only second time this season I've given a 5. The other time was to the Flash musical. But I honestly think this was like everything I wanted in the season finale for Arrow. It was epic. It had all the characters I wanted to see back, and Slade just rocked it. And yeah, so it was just great. Awesome.
I think what took a little bit off was that cliffhanger ending. I feel like these 5 seasons are like the cycle of completing the 5-year, mirroring of his past and his present. And I feel like having that cliffhanger, who lives, who dies, kind of cheapened it just a touch. And plus, I doubt anybody's going to die. So that kind of cheapens it too.
Right. Gotcha. Hey, Carrie says in the chat, off topic, but have you all watched the hilarious Katrina Law and John Barrowman Chronicles of the League videos on Facebook? Grace says, yes, I have. Loved them. What is that?
I saw one.
Is it them talking about the League of Legion of Doom? Wait, what is it?
It's like a little comedy bit thing they do.
Is it about the shows, the characters in the shows or something? Or
I just saw one. I'm not even 100% sure that's what it is, but I saw Katrina Law and
I love Katrina Law. I love Barrowman. Oh, I would totally watch that.
I've not actually seen it, but I do know that Katrina Law is actually quite funny because I've actually seen a bit of her doing stand up.
Oh, that's right. I forgot she does stand up.
Yeah. So.
Raisa just sent us links on Twitter. She said, "Thank you, Raisa, and thank you, Carrie, for letting us know. That's awesome. I gotta go check those out." Hey, now we got something to watch. Now that the seasons are over.
Yeah, I mean,
hold us over.
I'm struggling for something to review on the website now because all these shows are over.
You can review all the. You can just re-review all the shows Marks and I have done on, genre or not GenreTainment. You can review that too, but Reality on Demand, Super Knocked Up, all that good stuff.
There you go.
Well, Dark Matter comes back in a couple of weeks, so I'll probably do that.
What does?
Dark Matter.
Dark Matter.
Oh, yeah.
On SciFi.
Yeah, and there's a new show starting on SciFi called Blood Drive, which is kind of like a grindhouse sort of series set in 1999.
It's either going to be great or stupid. I don't know.
It's really stupid. I've watched the first 2 episodes. I've got access to screeners for most of the SciFi shows.
Well, there's a great recommendation, folks, for you, from Ian.
It's really stupid. Go check it out.
Well, it's really stupid, but it's good stupid. You know, it's kind of like it's grindhouse. I mean, most grindhouse stuff's stupid.
Comedy-ish, like Z Nation is a comedy take of Walking Dead in a way. More comedic take.
I mean, what I love about it is you've got the characters having sex with each other, and they've got little black boxes.
Black boxes covering their private areas?
Yeah. It's all
Are you kidding me?
No,
oh my God.
It's just...
That's funny, actually.
Okay.
All right.
You know, feeding bodies to cars because the cars run on human blood because the price of gasoline is so high. It's like $1,000 a gallon.
Oh my God.
It's just completely and utterly mad. It's brilliant fun.
I might pass on that one. We'll see.
I kind of want to see it just for the sex scenes now in the black boxes.
I'm curious about Dark Matter though. Like that had some interesting cliffhangers or whatever.
Yeah, it had a really good.
I haven't seen it yet. Any of that shows don't tell me anything.
And Killjoys comes back in July, I think. So.
All right, cool. All right, so that wraps us up, I guess, tonight, folks. Before we get out of here, though, let's do some links. And so, Ian, where can people check you out?
Well, you can check me out at the SciFiPulse.net, as well as on SciFiPulseRadio.com, where we have the podcasts for SFP Now and GenreTainment, and also this show is on that feed as well. So, so that's all at SciFiPulseRadio.com, and on Twitter I'm at SciFiPulse.
All right, Marks.
Well, you can check me out at markspa.com and my live webcam show where the hat comes off. No, teasing.
We got some black boxes going on the show.
There'll be lots of black boxes. That's all I'm saying. But anyway, markspa.com. We can keep up with some stuff I'm up to, like co-hosting GenreTainment and other stuff.
Yeah.
And then
that box where his hat is.
In a black box. And then you can also feel free to tweet at me anytime over on Twitter at Mr. Marks.
All right. And of course, all the stuff we do on this channel and I do is supergeekedup.com. A lot of different shows up there besides this. We do gaming shows, Dungeons and Dragons, other stuff called like The Strange, Lady Blackbird. Monday nights we do different role-playing games. So you can check those out. We have a lot of fun, Marks. Yeah, and we're players. Sometimes we're GMs, game masters. We mix it up. And As like I said, Super Geeked Up, my geeky pop culture improv show, is going to come back July 26th for the new season. Wednesday nights, 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific. Would love you to tune into that. We always have a ton of fun on there. And then Super Knocked Up, which is my comedy about a villain gets pregnant by her superhero nemesis. That's on Amazon now, actually. You can watch it for free there or on our website. We got a couple seasons of that. So in the chat, Carrie says, my sadness at the end of the season starting to set in now. Dang it. Till next season, folks. Ray says, bye, guys. Great job. Listeners mate, this has been a great first season of DC Action Hour. Thank you. Well, and I understand, Carrie. Yeah. So thank you. I'm glad we at least we could stay your sadness a little bit by doing the show tonight. But I understand it's always a hard wait over the summer till the new season start.
Yeah, you're gonna have a longer show next year, aren't you? Because you're gonna have Black Lightning as well.
Yeah, but hopefully, at least, well, we're not going to, I'm sure. But if I would just like to dump Legends from the lineup. But we'll talk about it.
We'll give it 5 minutes.
5 minute Legend recap. But yeah, no, we definitely want to talk about Black Lightning for sure. But they're only going to be on different times of the year anyway, so it's actually fine. It'll be 4 shows at any one time anyway, I guess, right? So, but first, thank you guys, everybody, so much. If you watched this first season of DC Action Hour that we did, we really appreciate you guys tuning in. It really means a lot. And they got a lot of stuff you could do, and that you spend the time chatting with us and supporting us. It's awesome. You guys rock. And I hope you had a good time and watching us and chatting. If you have any suggestions, please feel free to send them to us at Super Geeked Up or any other social media outlet, or on our website. There's a contact page as well. And huge thanks to Marks and Danielle, Ian, Francis, anybody basically who came on, like Jeremy Simser, Cassandra Ebner, our special guests, anybody who came on the season who guest co-hosted with us. We had a blast with you guys, of course. And Aaron Garcia, of course, as well. He came on. So thank you guys very much. And so, yeah, I guess we will be. So I think it's usually around the first week of October. So, right, I think is when these shows usually debut. Yeah, right around then. So that's probably, we'll be back basically. That's Sunday, whenever those shows first air that week for our new season of DC Action Hour.
Yeah,
Mark, anything you want to say?
We can do a Twin Peaks Action Hour now. So we'll talk about how we don't know what's going on every week. It'd be great.
Wait, they're bringing back Twin Peaks, right?
Yeah, it's already started back up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Could do Walking Dead Action Hour when that comes back, and you know, the thing is, something
everything is going to be Action Hour. We just put whatever show in front of it.
Something actually happened this week.
Game of Thrones Action Hour. You know, it's going to be something.
Someone died.
Who died today? We'll have a kill count. How many people died this episode?
A Book Drive Action Hour. Count the
all right. Well, it'd be funny maybe do it as a special. All right. Well, thank you very much, folks. Hopefully, maybe some of you tune in tomorrow to our Monday Night Mayhem episode. We'll be doing Dungeons and Dragons. Actually, we also may have some news. We may be doing like some kind of actually gaming marathon type thing coming up for there's a site called Roll20. They're going to do a charity thing. So that we may be doing that later in June. We'll keep you updated on that. But anyway, like I said, in July, you get to see Super Geeked Up. So hopefully you can tune into that before we do more DC Action Hour in October. And if any of you are at San Diego Comic-Con, we would absolutely love to see you there. Please let us know and come by any of the panels. All right, that is it. Thank you so much, everybody. It's been on the show. Thank you, everybody, for watching. We will see you in the fall, folks. Until then, I guess have fun watching the reruns. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you soon.